Jarvis, drop my needle.
Hello, this is the hardcore legend Mick Foley, and if you are interested in listening to idiots, you came to the right place. Have a nice day.
Woo! That's an attention getter.
He's a very strange young man.
He's an idiot.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
Oh my God, he's an idiot.
You know, of course, that you're out of your jurisdiction.
Personally, I think you're an idiot.
But that's the evidence in the car.
But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Always like to keep my audience riveted.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, friends and fiends, and welcome to Free Range Idiocy, the podcast about everything, but mostly just the stuff we like. We know we've been a little wrestling heavy as of late. Okay, a lot wrestling heavy as of late. So we're going to swing to another extreme and dive into some flicks from the second year of the second to last decade of the 20th century. Dear Lord, you have no idea how much it pained me and aged me to speak that last sentence. So get your Trapper Keepers and Star Wars lunchboxes ready, because we're heading into the Wayback Machine for this episode 251, Raiders of the Lost Flicks, the movies of 1981. I am your Uncle Todd, and with me, as always, is the man who was the first kid on his block to have a Betamax video player. He has been my partner at Idiocy for over 2 decades, and he still believes that format is coming back around. I give you the man they call Tim.
Greetings and salutations, and for the record, the Betamax never entered the hallowed halls of the Shabbat household. Thank you very much. It was the VHS, VCR, right from the get-go. Betamax did not exist in our home, and
No Laserdisc?
no Laserdisc, but I will say,
I remember that when they had that at school, and I thought that was cool as hell.
it was, well, and to see the teacher bring like the massive disc out too, you're like, oh my God,
This must be important.
It must have been. No, but what we did have, God bless my father, was I don't know if he bought this like from some guy who was just shilling him or something, but we got some kind of box that got us HBO. I don't know if it was like,
Was it the illegal cable box?
It might have been. It might have been. Because I just remember like either
a guy who knows a guy who
79
knows a guy.
or 80 Christmas Day, I got to watch Star Wars on HBO, and you know what I mean? It was something special right there. It really
that was bought out of the back of a Chevette,
probably
in the Kmart parking lot.
Probably, yes.
That was back before Marketplace. Like, you seriously had to go, like, that was a black market back then.
Dude, 45 years. That would be like us trying to listen to a show back, when we were like, let's take 1990, when we were like, what, in 10th grade or so. Mm-hmm. Going back to, let's see, what would that be? 1945?
Yep. Attention all ships at sea, and here on the newsreel for...
It just boggles the mind, because on the one hand, I get it. I can relate to it. On the other hand, it's like, for you and I, it doesn't seem that far away. You know what I mean? Like, that's the crazy part.
Yeah, it's basically early onset dementia. That's what it's called.
Come on.
I'm just diagnosing us right now so that we have it out of the way.
Good Lord.
Time starts to warp as you get older.
Time starts to warp when you have kids. And I'm not saying that as a negative thing towards kids.
That's sleep deprivation.
No, I contend that kids inherently possess time acceleration. That is what I think. They accelerate time.
All right.
They accelerate.
So you're saying
time.
each child is like a little TARDIS.
Basically.
Going down that never mind. A little Doctor Who reference there.
I never watched Doctor Who, so that sound makes no sense to me whatsoever.
You missed out, sir.
I know I did.
I spent way too much time on. I was such a nerd. I was on PBS as a kid. That was what I was doing. Public access, watching Doctor Who reruns.
So here's what's funny. I had a cousin who was a big Doctor Who fan, and I've never forgotten this, because it was one of those moments that just kind of, when you see something on TV that really shocks you, it just kind of sits with you. Mm-hmm. And so he had Doctor Who on, and he was kind of wrapping up an episode, and I was watching it with him. And I just remember one of the, heroes of the show they were like running from someone. They fell in this road, and this car was rolling at them like it was going to run them over.
Mm-hmm.
And then the episode ended. And I don't know why, but as a kid, that just kind of like rattled me for some reason, like seeing someone about to get hit by a car. It sounds stupid because it's a television show and I should know it's fake, but as a kid, you just, think everything's real. And so that always sat with me. And I don't think it's why I haven't watched Doctor Who, but it's like, I just, for whatever reason, I never seem to like gravitate over toward it. Even though I had a lot of friends who were into really weird sci-fi, and they would recommend Doctor Who to me, and I just never watched it.
Well, it's got a couple things going against it. One is like, it is terribly British. Like it is painfully British. And in ways that I think that it's tough to understand, just in the way that American and British TV shows were made differently. So you wind up with like just that low budget sort of aspect. Like you have the oh my gosh, the Daleks, who essentially have like, it's a trash can turned upside down with a lid on the top and some things pasted on it, and they've got a plunger and then this other thing, and they're supposed to be like one of the most terrifyingly deadly alien species in the universe, and it's like, dude, you just tip them over and that's pretty much it, isn't it? But then also just like the kind of the legacy of it, it's a little daunting because it's just been on forever.
Yeah.
And this idea of all the history going on, and they and different versions of the show would draw on that history, and it's like, well, I don't know that, and would do varying degrees of explaining or not explaining it. And then just the concept of like, and every few years they just recast the main character, and they, even though there is a legit canonical reason for it, it's still one of those things where you're like, but why would you do that? You know what I mean? So there's a lot there to it, but it does create these interesting things of like, well, who is your doctor? And for me, like, my doctor is Matt Smith. And it's funny because it changed for me because oh my gosh, what was
David Tennant?
No. Doctor Who with long scar. Tom Baker.
Yeah.
It was the guy with the curly hair and the big scarf and all that. That was my doctor from when I was a kid, because that was who was on kind of around the time that I'm watching this stuff, and I was watching it, I don't know how much later than it had been on the BBC. I'm watching it on PBS here in the States. Those are just the episodes that were on. So he was kind of my doctor by default. Then when I caught the new version of it when it came back, I never really saw the David Tennant version, and I especially didn't see the guy before that, who I can't remember. I kind of caught the very beginning of the Matt Smith era, and it just clicked with me. And so that's now my doctor, because I've watched so much of that and been so invested in it. So it's just kind of this weird thing. So how in the hell did we get talking about Doctor Who for the past 5 minutes when we're supposed to be talking about 1981 movies?
I mean, if I'm reading correctly, I just happened to look this up. It sounds like Doctor Who has been canceled.
There's a lot of kind of chaos going on with it right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will see how that actually works out. The franchise has definitely taken a hit after Matt Smith, and then I forget who the doctor was after that. Crap, I can't remember. It was an older actor. I think he did a decent enough job. I think then after that, it started getting a little bit weird, because with a lot of these, the show is only as good as the showrunner and the star. And if you don't have kind of like wrestling, if you don't have good creative, you could have the greatest actor ever, but they're mumbling lines that are crap.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think since Stephen Moffat left, it has not fared quite as well. But that's just my opinion, because I liked his version of the Doctor. Oh well.
Nice.
Stephen Moffat being the showrunner, who oddly enough was also the guy who brought us the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock, which I did not know before going into that. I saw his name in the credits, and I'm like, oh, I'll probably like this then, and I have. So, anyways, there you have it.
Interesting.
All right. Well, movies of 1981, I believe, is where we were heading before we sidetracked ourselves, as
Was
we
it?
usually do. Probably, maybe. I don't know. Was there something else we were going to talk about?
No.
Okay, good. So as per usual, if you look in the show notes, we have some links there for you. We've got a list of films released in 1981, sorted by popularity on IMDb, then also sorted by box office, highest to lowest on IMDb, and then a little extra there, 1981 in film on Wikipedia, so you can kind of follow along and see what we're doing, because we're not going to include notes for every single or not going to include links for every single movie that we have in the show notes, but you can find them in one of these lists, if not all of them. So go ahead and do your own research. As usual, we have a few different tiers here. We have some surprises, some special mentions, and then our top 5 movies from the year, which is all of our way of getting basically a top 10 without saying it's a top 10. I really don't know how this is.
Because that's how we roll.
I mean, if we can overcomplicate something that should be dead simple, that David Letterman was doing since like the early 80s, yes, we will do it. And then, of course, at the end, we have some awards that we like to hand out, just to kind of, stretch the episode even more than it already is. So where do you want to start here, sir? You want to start with your surprises or the special mentions?
Let's start with the surprises.
Okay. You tee it up, sir.
Is that the cue for me to go for? And are we starting at number 3?
Yes. Let's work our way upwards.
All right. So my number 3 is the movie Victory, which I put it as a surprise because I do remember reading about, and probably, this is during my childhood when I would thumb through the TV guide and read about all the movies that were, kind of playing on either normal channels or HBO, Cinemax, and what was the other movie? Oh, Showtime.
Showtime, yeah.
And I remember there's this movie about this soccer team that was going to play against the German national team, and they were secretly. It was kind of like Hogan's Heroes a little bit. They were kind of planning their escape,
yes.
Sort of thing. And then of course the thing that really locked me into it was Sylvester Stallone, because I was a big fan of the Rocky movies.
That's right.
And so and so this cast, Michael Caine.
Yep.
Sylvester Stallone, Pele, who is an actual soccer player. Let me see. Anyone else here on here that? Oh, Max von Sydow. Are you kidding me? This guy's in it. Holy crap! Hey, Kevin O'Callahan, brother to Mark O'Callahan from the prior episode.
Wouldn't that be more of his uncle or
probably his uncle.
Grandfather or something like that?
Maybe. But no, an interesting movie with an interesting premise of Allied POWs prepare for a soccer game against the German national team to be played in Nazi-occupied Paris. The French resistance.
She got me.
And British officers are making plans for the team's escape. I did that on purpose so she could get you for a second time. Yep. And yet I was focused on that and not watching, and I missed it. And damn it all, good for her.
Tim was helping you out by not giving away that anyone was sneaking up on me. So it was an alley-oop and a slam dunk. Yep. Well, this is a very pink sort of thing you have going on here.
I feel like I'm giving like hut vibes.
Pink hut?
I look like a pink hut.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Ric Flair, gown sort of thing.
Well, she wouldn't get the Ric Flair reference, would you?
Yeah.
You know who Ric Flair is?
You've mentioned.
I have.
You don't think you showed me anything like that.
Okay. One day. Are you going to bed, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you'd like to say to the people?
Ooh. I did get a special treat today. They have them in Hannaford's now, but they have a BTS Oreos.
Is that the 347th version of an Oreo now?
Tim doesn't know what or who BTS is.
No, I do know who they are. Come on now.
Do?
I do.
How do you know?
I do.
You're lying.
I don't.
Who's in the group?
They're a K-pop group.
Who's your favorite though?
I don't know. I don't know their names.
What's your bias?
There we go. That's a good one. Nice job.
What's the bias?
What's your bias? That's who's your favorite.
I don't have a bias. I'm unbiased.
He's unbiased. That's his way of saying he has no idea.
I have no idea.
Okay, well we got Namjoon, Jin, Jimin, Shura. The cat's in here.
Oh my gosh! Just the whole family's up here now.
Who else is in there? Is that Marco or Happy?
Oh, it's Marco.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Happy is sleeping. Marco likes to wander around. He's like the night watchman around here. He just needs a little cap and a set of keys. Anywho, so yeah, I guess neither one of he's doing weird stuff in the background. I guess neither of us have a bias for BTS. Who is your bias? Ah.
Currently my bias is Jin, but I also bias Jimin. Jungkook. But yeah, those are my biases.
Very interesting.
Yeah, you would be a Suga.
A Shuda? Shuga.
Like sugar, but
why is the question what is your bias and not who is your favorite?
Because that's how that's what the kids say these days.
Fun fact, do you know what his name means?
Shuga?
It's not his actual name, but it's a name that he made up for himself.
I kind of guessed Shuga wasn't his name, but what does it mean?
It's shooting guard because he's a basketball player. It's like shooting. Yeah.
There you go.
That's cool.
All right.
You know.
Very cool.
I recommend you try the Oreos because they probably have them at a Hannaford's if there is Hannaford's around you.
Well,
They have
what's the grocery store around there?
Oh, we have several. Jewel, Mariano's.
Yeah, it's Mariano's. I remember at the event, the lady was like, "The only thing Chicago about AJ Lee is she's got a Mariano's card." So maybe next time you're at Mariano's, check out for the BTS Oreos.
Okay. Is the frosting colored differently?
I don't. Is the frosting color different?
So it's actually I could get them if you want. I have them downstairs.
If you like, go.
Oh, didn't have to ask. Off she goes. Boom.
All right, fill us in a little bit more on Victory while we're waiting for the Oreos.
Well, I read basically the premise, which was the soccer team who's playing the German national team in Nazi-occupied Paris. French resistance and British officers are making plans for the team's escape. So it's kind of like an Ocean's 11, but with soccer and war and Nazis.
Which is one way to raise the stakes. And if I remember right, don't they end up like their plan is to escape during the game and they end up staying to win the game or something like that?
I think so. Something like that.
That was a Bill Simmons reference from back in the day.
Yeah.
My number 3 surprise is going to be the movie Heavy Metal, which is based.
That's one of my awards categories, by the way, and cocaine is involved in the awards. So.
Oh my gosh, this movie is insane. John Candy, though, is listed as one of the stars.
Yes.
Let's see here. A glowing green orb that embodies ultimate evil terrorizes a young girl with an anthology of bizarre and fantastic stories. This thing is bat spit crazy. I remember watching this. I think I rented this on VHS. Like I think that this was definitely before DVD. And I remember having seen. I remember hearing about it, and I think I'd even maybe read because I think it was a comic book or graphic. It wasn't a graphic novel. It was almost like a magazine comic book sort of thing that I remember seeing Heavy Metal in like Paperback Bazaar or whatever bookstore there was, and I think I checked that out, and then I watched this flick, and I was just afterwards I'm like, I don't know what the hell I just watched. Like, I don't know what this was. I believe Sammy Hagar has the lead on the soundtrack, but
Harold Ramis is in this.
Oh my gosh.
Joe Flattery is in this. Eugene Levy is in this.
Of course.
There's one woman named Glennis Wooten Gross whose character is called Marilyn Lightstone, whose character is called Whore.
Alrighty
then.
I mean, hey, it's a living. But yeah, that is my number 3 surprise, and now we have the BTS Oreos. So,
okay, very nice. And she has shed the Ric Flair robe.
These.
Okay.
What do we got here?
Very nice.
We're doing a whole mukbang right now.
Oh, a whole what?
Mukbang. You can't eat them.
Mukbang?
Mukbang. Muck.
Is that like unboxing?
Yes, it's like food unboxing.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, let's.
It's like a little purple Oreo.
Very nice.
They have like little also have the flavor of them is brown sugar pancake.
Ooh.
But the Korean dessert that they're based off of is called hotuk.
Okay.
So it's basically hotuk, but it's like in Oreo form.
Nice. Very cool.
I'm going to be smelling those the rest of the show, and it's going to be painful. Now I want pancakes. It's 10:13 here on the East Coast, and I want pancakes. And we're watching Perspective.
There it is. Ba-bam.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
All right. Well, we have to get Tim to bed here because you go downtown tomorrow, right?
I do. That's all right. It's all right.
Oh, that's right. And you have to be to work at 8. Oh, both of you suckers. Just working Joes.
How is it the two of us are working and you're not?
I'm sorry. I didn't hear half of that. What was that?
Remember Lisa at the bookstore?
Yes.
So I called her to tell her like my availability is kind of skewed because like my schedules are a little like always kind of in the air.
Wait, you're throwing in a third job?
She originally didn't take
Love it.
I originally was gonna tell her no, but then she was like, "That sounds perfect for me," and I was like, "Oh crap, I can't say no now." And now she's like, "Just get back to me whenever you have availability." I'm like, "Okay."
Sounds like you worked yourself into a shoot on that one. Like you managed to get back into a third job. I don't know how that happened, but God bless you.
I was going to say, God bless you.
That'll keep you off the streets.
Yeah, it's an easy job though. It's just sitting at a bookstore and telling people if the book is good or not.
There you go.
So yeah.
And you can just flip a coin if you really want.
Oh, true. And I can make a what's it called? What's the bowls? The smoothie bowls, whatever they're called.
Oh, acai.
Acai bowls.
I can never pronounce that right. I always want to say acai.
Yeah.
I'm uncultured. All right. Well, good night.
I wish they had these in Flint too. I'm gonna try it.
Tell her thank you for fetching those and bringing them up and showing them to me.
For the show and tell for Tim.
Bye bye.
All right,
Thank
good night.
you.
Love you.
Night, love you too.
Is Marco in here?
No, I got
Okay. Thank you.
See, I would prefer Marco be in the room. So, like, as you're talking, all of a sudden it's like,
No, you
it's
just
like
hear
out
it.
of nowhere.
You just hear a thump. And probably his head would come around here.
I know the head would be right here, like,
Oh my gosh. It is. We have one cat that just kind of wants to sleep, and the other one, he literally is. He's a night watchman. He just kind of wanders around the house. Makes my wife nervous. He's like, why doesn't he sit down? I'm like, I don't know.
he just always in motion is the Marco. So
Oh, yeah, he's just, but not really fast paced. Just sort of wandering around, checking things out.
yeah,
Like you'd almost hear him like just walking.
that's funny.
Anyways,
That's funny.
all right. So, what is your number 2 surprise for the movies of 1981?
Many months later.
We now join our podcast already in progress. A little bit of a jump edit there because we had to stop one night and begin another. So here we are, Tuesday night.
Oh, sorry.
18th, I know.
Ah! Sorry.
Tim doesn't even know the days passed.
The time jump process has scrambled my brain a little bit. So I've got a little bit of a kind of a kink going on with the neck here.
He had half a bottle of bourbon, barrel strength whiskey. He just woke up a few minutes ago. Been Rip Van Winkling there.
That's right.
Here we are. We're in our surprises here, and I believe you have the next one, sir. Your number 2 surprise.
Yes, my number 2 is from 1981, which is the year we're doing here. Excalibur. Hey, I'm trying to reset the deck chairs here. We had a little bit of a time warp. Just want to make sure we're all
back up. Is that what we're doing?
What's that?
Are we tying the kimono back up? What's going on?
No, we're pulling it back a little bit.
Where's my pasties?
So I actually did not see this movie, but what surprised me about it is who's in it, because there's a number of folks who went on to do great things. Of course, the description is thusly: Merlin the magician helps Arthur Pendragon unite the Britons around the Round Table of Camelot, even as dark forces conspire to tear it apart.
All right.
Sorry.
I said, all right. Yeah.
So we have such big names in this movie, such as Nigel Terry. Oh, I'm sorry. Helen Mirren.
Oh, okay. There we go.
There we go. And then we have Now I'm pretty sure isn't Paul Jeffrey a no, I guess he wouldn't be. No, he was in the Thomas Crown Affair. Some people saw that.
Which one?
Does he get short? No, that's wrong. I don't know.
I can see why this was so surprising to you, because apparently you're looking at it for the first time ever.
Anyways, no, Gabriel Byrne of The Usual Suspects.
Yes, there we go. All right, a name I know. All right.
Another person you might know, Michael Muldoon. No, I'm sorry. Oh, wait a minute. From our from our Week in Geek Wednesday, the brother, or I guess uncle in this case, of one of the writers from an article we quoted, Liam O'Callahan, uncle probably of Mark O'Callahan, Uncle Todd's AI, generated writer that he.
Did you just pick this movie at random? Like, how did this work in here?
No, I'm kidding. Liam Neeson is in this movie.
Oh, okay. Actually, isn't this the one where Helen Mirren and Liam Neeson were dating?
Possibly.
Because there was a Graham Norton show where they were both on, and he mentioned, like, you two were dating, and almost like they wouldn't have known. Hang on a second. I got a gigantic ant on the wall here I got to take care of. Hang on a second.
Oh, geez. Wow. We have an invasion.
Yeah, take that.
Watch out. Uncle Todd, don't mess around.
Bastard. All right.
Uncle Todd, don't mess around.
So who is Liam Neeson playing? I'm guessing he was
Liam Neeson is playing Gawan, Gawain. I don't know how to pronounce that. Gawan?
Who?
I don't know. Helen Mirren is Morgana. Let's see. Gabriel Byrne is Uther Pendragon. I don't know if that's if that's Arthur's father. I don't know. Let's see. Nicholas Clay plays Lancelot. Trying to see if he was in anything good. I was in the Highlander TV show.
Oh, wow.
So there's that. But the name I have not uttered yet, which I think will help you understand why this made my surprise. Ladies and gentlemen, set your engines for Warp Factor 9. Engage. Patrick Stewart is in this.
Oh, good for him.
As Leon de Grance.
Does he have hair in this one?
I don't know.
What little he had?
Kind of. So yeah. So, never saw this movie. Seems like kind of a, poor man's King Arthur sort of film. But
don't say that to Liam Neeson. He'll take your ass out.
Hey, he was early in his career. He was making his bones at this point. Making his bones.
Special set of skills.
He may. So, so that is my number 2, Excalibur, the King Arthur tale.
Well, gee, I can see why you would have picked it, I guess.
Hey, there's like at least 5 names. That's kind of a who's who, kind of.
Oh, I mean, it's definitely who.
Nigel Terry, don't mess with the man. He's, he's gonna.
You don't even know who Nigel Terry is.
I'm looking him up right now.
There you go.
Hey, he was in Doctor Who, apparently.
That's nice.
And
most people in Britain have been in Doctor Who at one point.
I almost said he was in The Walking Dead, but it was called Waking the Dead, so never mind.
Just embarrassing yourself right now.
How am I embarrassing myself?
You just are.
I'm trying to find something else of note.
How about we just move on to my number? How about we just move on to mine?
That's fine. You do that. I'm going to shout it out once I find something.
Okay. So my number 2 surprise is An American Werewolf in London. This is
Werewolf in London.
Oh my gosh, Leho Fuchs, world famous beef chow mein. So 2 American college students are on a walking tour of Britain and are attacked by a werewolf. One is killed, the other is mauled. The werewolf is killed but reverts to its human form, and the local townspeople are unwilling to acknowledge its existence. The surviving student begins to have nightmares of hunting on 4 feet at first, but then finds that his friend and other recent victims appear to him, demanding that he commit suicide to release them from their curse, being trapped between worlds because of their unnatural deaths. So, I mean, this is definitely a comedy. I remember I watched this. I can't even remember when. Like, I think I've only ever seen this once. I'm not a big fan of horror movies. This one it's a horror movie that does have a very dark, sharp wit to it. Mm-hmm. The funniest part of this, of course, is also the fact that like the 2 leads that are college students look like they're about 35 and 38, because of course anyone who lived through the 70s, leaded gas and unfiltered cigarettes just aged everybody in dog years. So that's kind of funny. But
what we call the Wilford Brimley effect.
yes. Directed by John Landis. So it's kind of funny that, this was a, within spitting distance of the Blues Brothers.
So was this a comedy or was this strictly a horror movie?
It's I would say it is horror primarily, but it's kind of a dark sense of comedic sensibility in places.
Okay.
I do remember when I first saw this, like the transformation of him into the werewolf was pretty amazing to see at that time. And I wasn't watching this, of course, in 81. I would have been 5, but I was watching it like later in the 80s. And the effects still kind of held up, because everything is practical. So, I mean, it's just this kind of crazy thing. But it is one of those movies that, like, it's kind of a benchmark in kind of horror and of, the werewolf oeuvre, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So I figure that's worthwhile to throw in there for my number 2 surprise. What do you got for your number 1 surprise, sir? Otherwise known as, what would this be, number 8 on our top 10?
I think so. I'll say one line that is actually not from this movie, but from 2 movies later on. This is my boomstick. This is The Evil Dead.
Wasn't that Evil Dead 2? Or no, that was Army.
That was Army of Darkness, the unnamed Evil Dead 3.
That's right. Okay.
But this is the debut of one Bruce Campbell.
Have Chin, Will Travel. I love how that's the name of his book, like Have Chin, Will Travel, because it is like him and Kurt Russell's kid there. Just
the chin. Oh yeah,
my goodness.
Oh yeah, he was in Disclosure Day, by the way.
Of course he was.
Of course he was.
Of course he was.
But no, Sir, I will knight him myself, Sir Bruce Campbell, the man who knows how to.
You read the page on IMDb for Excalibur, and now all of a sudden you're royalty.
I am
dubbing people sir.
That's right.
Okay.
As he plays Ash J. Williams, apparently is his name.
Huh, interesting.
I just thought he was called Ash. So
me too.
But yes, he is. This is the. I'll read the description. 5 friends travel to a cabin in the woods where they unknowingly release flesh-possessing demons. So a little book called the Necronomicon will do that to you. So
yeah.
Open the book. What is oh crap, here comes a bunch of spirits. So nonetheless, this is the debut of the character Ash, and it would continue into Evil Dead 2 and then into Army of Darkness. I think if I remember correctly, I did not, of course, watch this when this came out, because again, 5-6 years old. I was not watching horror movies at the time.
That would have been awesome if you did.
But in college, that's where I had a friend who introduced me to like Evil Dead and the whole trilogy. And I would say I think this one is probably more horror than comedy. Like I feel like the comedy kind of ratchets up every movie. So Evil Dead 2 is a little more ridiculous, and then Army of Darkness is full tilt bozo at that point.
Yes.
I mean, it is, they just lean into it. And Bruce Campbell, God bless him,
smart.
He just leans into the cheesy nature of it all, the over the topness of it. I remember when I first moved here, I would listen to on Q101 here in Chicago. Man Cow Muller had him on frequently, and he was pimping at the time Bubba Hotep, which was
such a good flick. And again, just Looney Tunes premise. Like
that's just where he goes.
Elvis fakes his death and is in a retirement home with a black dude who has the transplanted brain of JFK in his head, and they team up to go against an ancient mummy.
Bubba Hotep. Gotta love it.
What?
Gotta love it.
Oh my gosh, I've got to watch that again.
So so this was was basically the beginning of the Evil Dead series and Ash's battles with the Necronomicon. No one else really to mention other than the fact that Sam Raimi, who is the director here and also wrote the movie, also had his brothers Ted and Ivan, apparently, both named Fake Shemp, which I find, I mean, there's like holy crap, there's like a bunch of fake Shemps in this one.
Yeah,
holy.
Because that's a thing. I can't remember what it's.
I'm forgetting why now.
Story. Hang on. What is fake Shemp?
I love how you're doing the very thing you tease me for now.
A fake Shemp is a filmmaking technique where a body double, stand-in, or disguised extra is used to replace an original actor on screen. This is typically done when the original actor dies, quits, or is unable to finish the scenes. Term originates from the classic comedy act The Three Stooges, when the actor Shemp Howard died suddenly of a heart attack. In 1955, the studio still had existing contracts and unfinished short films to deliver. To complete the remaining shorts, the studio hired actor Joe Palma to double for Shemp. Palma was filmed from behind, covered in heavy makeup, or used to shoot only partial body shots. Because his height, weight, and mannerisms were noticeably different from the real Shemp, audiences easily spotted the switch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And this phrase was popularized in modern cinema by director Sam Raimi. Raimi used the term extensively in his early indie films whenever he didn't have the budget to pay actors to stick around.
Nice. Very interesting. Well,
yeah,
a lot of fake Shemps in this one, so there you have it.
And I love how he credits them as fake Shemp. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Although it's really funny. There's one actor, Philip A. Gillis, who is credited as fake Shemp, and then in parentheses as Phil Gillis. I don't know what that means.
I mean, you get a twofer. Hopefully, got double scale for that.
Yeah. Well, anyways, there you have it. Evil Dead, my number one surprise, or as you mentioned, my number 8 movie. What is your number one surprise?
This one is it probably surprised no one who has listened to these episodes before that I would somehow work this one in. My number one surprise is Porky's. I don't. And the funny thing is, I don't know that I've ever seen like the actual theatrical cut of this flick.
I haven't either. I knew of it during the 80s, but I have never once seen it. I just know of it, and it in my head, it is just like a franchise of the 80s. It's
actually, you know what? I think I have seen it maybe once, but I mostly remember seeing this like on USA Up All Night.
Yeah. Yep.
And of course, you get the TV version and all that. But it was the thing is like it's that raunchy 80s comedies that you just don't have these anymore, you know. And I know people are like, oh, well, you couldn't do it because of PC or this. No, I don't necessarily think it's that. I think it's just it's not as marketable, and you kind of exhausted a lot of these tropes. So there's not a whole lot of room to kind of cultivate here. But I kind of just love how this all takes place in the 50s. So in 1954, a group of Florida high school guys vow revenge after being harassed by a sleazy nightclub owner and his redneck sheriff brother. This actually has what's her name? It's Kim Cattrall, very early in her film career. And then, we've got Nancy Parsons as Beulah Ballbricker, which is one of those.
So apparently that was the name before Braun Breaker at some point.
It might be. It very well might be. Who plays Meat? Oh, Tony Ganios? I don't know. But it's just one of those flicks that it is a very simple premise and just a way to be like, okay, we're going to get a lot of jokes, a lot of raunchy humor, and boobs. And that's pretty much kind of like the entire premise of the whole thing.
Kind of summarizes like, early 80s, like,
yes.
pop movies too.
And you know what? It works on that level. It knows exactly what it is. It's not trying to be high art. And I think that we got like another 2 Porky's movies after this. That's how successful this movie was. So kind of crazy. But yeah, it's definitely one of those surprises where I'm just like, oh yeah, I remember that flick. And I remember it would be on like every third friggin' Saturday night on USA Up All Night, and heavily edited. So whatever the running time was, I'm sure it was about a half hour less.
Once you cut out all the nudity.
Once you cut out all the nudity, the cussing, and the some of the more risque parts, is like, well, what's left of the flick? Which actually is kind of remarkable that there was enough left of the flick for it to make sense.
Yeah.
Once you cut all that out. So, they managed to do something.
If I may call out one interesting thread here, which I can see why this would be a surprise. I'm looking at the cast list and see that we have Alex Karras as Sheriff Wallace and Susan Clark as Cherry Forever. They ended up being in the show Webster together in the mid 1980s as the married parents who adopted Webster.
Oh my gosh, that is such a weird turn of events.
I love how we go from this. I love how we go from some, egregious, sex movie into the family-friendly parents of an adopted child.
And then Eric Christmas, who I believe plays either the principal or a teacher at the high school, who is just very prim and proper and very flustered. Chuck Mitchell, who plays the titular Porky. What else was he?
I like Art Hindle as Ted Jarvis, male prostitute.
Yeah,
sorry, that was a take on Aykroyd's Fred Garvin. Sorry.
So this dude actually had quite a career. We get him in. He was making flicks right up until 1987. So Swift Justice, Ghost Chase, Simon and Simon. Remember that?
Ah, yes, yes.
Better Off Dead.
Mm-hmm.
He had a part in that. Hill Street Blues, Remington Steele, Porky's Revenge. Oh my gosh, he was in Trapper John M.D.
Jeez, and this guy made the rounds in all the big shows from the 80s. Jeez.
Yeah, he was there. He was wildly available. If you need a big dude,
Scott Columby, who was in Caddyshack. He was the guy who was kind of in competition with the protagonist for the ladies.
Wait, D'Annunzio?
Yeah, D'Annunzio.
Wait a minute, who was he? Wait a minute, where was
his name is Brian
–
Schwartz.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Yeah. Crazy.
It is. And he was in Porky's 2, and then he was in Porky's Revenge. So apparently he was one of those that just kind of hung their hat on the Porky's franchise and rode that horse as long as it would take him.
Well, or that pig, whatever you say. Yeah. I'm just still blown away by the whole Webster thing. That is
crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's the Webster parents. How'd that happen?
That did not connect for me, and that's not that long after this. Like when was Webster? That
had to be like 85, I think, 86.
Let's see.
It only ran for a few years. It wasn't a very long run on that show.
83 to 89, 150 episodes.
Oh. Holy!
So I mean,
okay.
2 years after she plays Cherry Forever, she's playing Webster's mom. I mean, that's range.
That is range.
For sure. Wow.
Home on the range.
And she was in Airport, 1975. Yeah,
so she made the rounds.
So the known for section in IMDb is kind of interesting. Hers is Porky's, Coogan's Bluff, Webster, and Airport. So you've got a disaster flick, a family TV show, a Clint Eastwood cowboy movie, and Porky's. That's a career right there if you just did those 4 things.
I think so.
That's kind of crazy.
All right.
Enough about Porky's. Let's get into our 2 special mentions, otherwise known as number 6 and 7 on our top 10, which is not a top 10. It's really a top 5, but it's a top 10.
So my number 2, should I wait to do my number 2 so you can do your number 1, or since they're the same?
Yeah, let me do my number 2, and then we'll kind of tag team this. So my number 2 special mention is Escape from New York. This is a flick that I think I've only seen beginning to end once. Mm-hmm. However, I've seen it in chunks more than that, which is just kind of, for me, it's like that's because it would be on TV back in the day on cable, and I would just catch parts of it. But I do remember this being just like really far ahead of its time, even kind of when it was like in the late 80s when I would have caught this on television. Like it was like, wow, this is kind of cool. And the way that they did the computer generated outline of Manhattan, like the 3D, the fact that they did that actually is not computer. That's a practical effect with a model where they just put reflective tape on the edges of all the buildings and then just lit it with a way to make it glow so that it looked like this computer generated map, which I'm like, that is so fracking cool that was that's how you get around that, such a great premise where you have, Kurt Russell as the bad guy, soldier turned bank robber, and he ends up getting thrown into this thing. And, it's now, this might have been the first time that we get the trope of like, oh, we've injected this thing into your body and you only have this amount of time, so you have to do this thing and then we'll reverse it later on. You know what I mean? Like, that's been done several times now, but it's like that I can't think of where else it was before that. I love how we have, Lee Van Cleef in this. We've got Ernest Borgnine. Don't we have Isaac Hayes in this as well? Yes, we do. Season Hubley. Harry Dean Stanton, who's always up for a weird part. So, I mean, that was great. Adrienne Barbeau. That's right. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this is one of those flicks that is, it's good.
Donald
it's ahead of
Pleasance
its
as the
time,
president.
but it's also just bat spit insane at times where it's like, this is just so over the top. But I love it.
Very cool.
Yeah. So what do you got for your number 2 special mention? Because I believe it might be my number 1 as well.
Yes, my number 2 special mention. Your number 1 is The Road Warrior. This is the again another movie that kind of started. This is interesting. So in '81 we get the start of Porky's, we get the start of Evil Dead, and now we get the start of essentially Mad Max, which is The Road Warrior.
Well, ish. I mean, because we do have Mad Max 1 before this, and then this is Mad Max 2, but it was rebranded The Road Warrior, I think, for release in the U.S.
I always thought this was Mad Max. What was Mad Max 1?
No, so it Mad Max.
Oh, okay. Shoot, you're right. I forgot about that. So when was Mad Max? Was that late 70s then? 79 or something?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, I forgot about that.
That was very much kind of an indie Australian sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one kind of went a little more Hollywood.
Was this the one though where I thought or am I thinking of Mad Max where he has his wife and kid and then
that's Mad Max.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I got this screwed up. So I put this as my number 2 for all the wrong reasons. But anyways, the description here is: in the post-apocalyptic Australian wasteland, a cynical drifter agrees to help a small gasoline-rich community get rid of a horde of bandits. So yes, we have the continuing journey of Mad Max. Not a whole lot of big names here, although Bruce Spence is kind of that guy of odd-looking fellows who play odd roles. He's the gyro captain, the gyro captain, however you want to say it.
I think it's gyro.
Gyro
is a gyrocopter. I've heard that phrase before.
We of course have Kjell Nilsson as the Humongous.
Humongous.
So
weird.
Oh my gosh. But other than that, I don't think there's any other names of note here.
I mean, Emil Minty, the feral kid.
William
Zappa, the long lost Frank Zappa's, uncle or something. Probably not. No, there's not a lot of big names in this, but I mean, it is one of those deals where, the first Mad Max is it's kind of that dark character sketch, I feel, and this is where we get into full on action movie.
Yeah,
like this is the Aliens to Alien of Mad Max to Road Warrior, because they're very different in tone, but this is kind of where the thing is kind of veered into for the rest of this saga, if you will. But yeah, I mean there's a lot going on in this flick, especially once they get the truck up and running and all the stuff that happens there. Yeah, it gets intense.
Yeah, does this because I'm really struggling to remember like Mad Max outside of a couple scenes that were burned into my brain, but did that have kind of the crazy car chase sort of violence going on, or is this the one that kind of brought that out?
I think there was a little bit, but I mean, because it was low budget, it was, it was much more about the characters and, it was, I don't know how to describe it. There was a lot more character work. There was a lot more, dealing with what's going on with them and all that.
Yeah.
This was like an action flick and a lot of set pieces. You know what I mean? Especially like I said, once you get the truck rolling along and you get through the attack on the Oasis and all that, but then you get the truck moving and all that, and you have the cars bouncing off it and all. That's when it gets kind of insane.
Yeah.
But Yeah, this is kind of the beginning of what we really associate with the Mad Max aesthetic.
Yeah.
You have the shoulder pads and
Yep.
all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, because he just looked like kind of a regular guy, as I remember in Mad Max, and then he.
Yeah, I mean he was a cop.
Yeah.
So
interesting. All right, and then my number one, and I'm ashamed to admit this, I've only seen bits and pieces. Is Stripes. I've never actually watched this one from beginning to end, but I think
really,
I should. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
But I know it's a classic, and I've seen, some clips, like I said, especially with the advent of the YouTube that made it very easy to do that. But yeah, Stripes. This is a who's who. I mean, just incredible, this list. We got Bill Murray, John Candy, Harold Ramis. What in my mind would have been an interesting trio for Ghostbusters, minus Dan Aykroyd. I think John Candy would have been great in Ghostbusters if he was part of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, originally, who was the part that they were going to have?
Wasn't Belushi supposed to be what Winston was? I thought.
Maybe. I can't remember if he was supposed to be or if he was supposed to be Venkman.
Oh,
that would work really well.
Could be. Sean Young, John Larroquette.
Yes. Pre-Night Court John Larroquette.
Yep. Let me see who else. Maybe there are some famous people here I'm just forgetting, but Judge Reinhold.
Yep.
Joe Flattery. Now her name is Fran Ryan, but I have seen her in things before. Like if you see her face, you would recognize her. She's been in a lot of different stuff.
Don't forget Warren Oates as Sergeant Hulka.
Warren Oates. What is he?
Right after Harold Ramis.
Ah, okay. What has he been in? I'm not recognizing the name.
I mean, not for stuff he's been in, but just the fact that like he's so recognizable in this. Like it's like he is the perfect guy for that character.
Yeah.
Now, who are you saying I should be looking at here? Fran Ryan.
Fran Ryan.
Dowager in Cab.
But when you look at her, like you recognize her from other movies, though, right? Or no?
A little bit. So she's in Stripes, Pale Rider, The Sure Thing, The Long Riders. I don't recognize her from anything.
Oh, she was in Webster. She was in Mr. Belvedere.
It all goes back to Webster, apparently.
Yeah, Webster is the thread that binds us, apparently. Hardcastle and McCormick. Remember that show? Hardcastle and McCormick.
Quantum Leap.
Punky Brewster. She was in Punky Brewster. Hill Street Blue. I mean, my God, this lady made the rounds of all the big 80s shows. She was a voice for Mr. T, the cartoon series.
Empty Nest, Matlock, Murder, She Wrote. Oh yeah, she was in everything.
She was in Benson for crying out loud.
Mr. Belvedere.
Yes. The Dukes of Hazzard.
Highway to Heaven. Oh my God.
And the spin-off Enos. Holy
Enos.
moly. Huh?
Enos.
What was that?
It wasn't Enos. It's Enos.
Gesundheit.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I recognize her. Rocky 2. She was the nurse that brings in the baby. That's why I recognize her in Rocky 2.
Holy hell, that's a deep cut. All right.
I know. Well, I saw Rocky 2 and it says Adrian's nurse, and I'm like, oh, that's where I recognize her from, because she comes in with this shitting grin on her face because she's holding the baby.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Look at you going to the well.
All right. Now I'm good. Now I know where I've recognized Fran Ryan from. All right.
Good. I'm
what
glad
were we talking about? Oh, Stripes. I'm sorry.
I'm glad we can all relax here.
Two friends who are dissatisfied with their jobs decide to join the army for a bit of fun. So, yes, I need to go back and watch this, because this, like I said, have seen pieces here and there, and it looks pretty funny. So,
I mean, there's just so much good stuff going on there. Like even just like Bill Murray, like losing it as he's a cab driver, and he stops his cab on like some bridge and just chucks his keys off the bridge. It's like that. That's just like the dream of so many like working stiffs. Like I've been there, where it's like, I just wish I could just do something like that for my job so many times.
One other actor I want to call out, William Lucking, who is the recruiter. He was in Sons of Anarchy for about 4 seasons before he was offed in unceremonious fashion. He was one of the original, one of the Redwood originals from the Motorcycle Gang. So figured I would call him out as well. So
I love Stripes for just some of the throwaway lines of like, Psycho, if you touch my stuff, I'll kill you. If you do this, I'll kill you. And he's like, and you have, because if you call me Francis, I'll kill you. And sorry, he's like, lighten up, Francis. And I was in a band with someone who would use that so many times. He'd just be like, lighten up, Francis. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you for pulling a quote from Stripes.
There we go.
And then the whole scene where they're doing the maneuvers for their graduation. Army training. Where's your drill sergeant, sir? Blown up, sir.
I will say, I don't know if you ever watched the John Candy like documentary that came out a few months back. But I do think it was in that documentary his son was saying that I think there's a scene in Stripes where he's like mud wrestling or something like that. And I remember and his son was saying like, I'm not going to quote this exactly correctly, but it was something to the effect of like, that's like I don't know, that scene for some reason is not one of his proudest moments. Like he does not like that. And, I think it's, some of it has to do with, the focus on him being a big guy and stuff like that and all of that. So I just found that interesting that, he, for as big of a talent as he was, cause this was kind of during his heyday. I mean, he was a big name back then.
Yeah.
He continued to be a big name. I mean, really through the 80s is when he really became big, but this was kind of his ascension. And this movie was one of the steps in that trajectory. And I just remember that was one of the ones his son called out as like, he wasn't too thrilled with that, with doing that scene. He wished he hadn't done it, sort of thing. Yeah.
I mean, I can see that because I'm sure that, there's some insecurity there about, weight and things like that. I mean, because John Candy was legitimately just a big dude. Like he was, I mean, I forget, he had to have been well over 6 feet tall. Actually, let's just look at your John Candy height. Well, height and weight. Why not? Let's get it all. John Candy was 6 feet 2 inches and weighed between 275 to 300 pounds. Although his weight weighed close to 375 at the time of his passing. But I mean, that's a large human being. Even though 6'2" is not like NBA height, but it's still like you put that with like a big frame. That's a big individual. Like that's someone who you're like, you should be working on a dock somewhere. And I'm sure there's a little bit of insecurity about that, So it makes sense.
But funny movie, and something that's probably like, would you agree that in some ways this is kind of a deep cut? I mean, you hear about Stripes, but it's never, when I think of Bill Murray, you hear Caddyshack, you hear Ghostbusters, what's the one where he plays What About Bob?
Yep.
Like Stripes is always kind of down there, like same with Harold Ramis, same with Dan Aykroyd, same with John Candy. Like this is never like the first movie for anyone, but it's a movie that they were all a part of. Yeah. That people enjoyed, and thought was good.
John Candy had a minor part, so I can see why, because he had bigger parts in Splash, in Uncle Buck, a bunch of other movies where he was much more of a main player. So I can kind of understand that one. I think that for Bill Murray, it's because after this, he did have so many mainstream success stories. You're looking at Ghostbusters 2. You're looking at, like you said, What About Bob? What was the one I said? Groundhog Day. Like,
oh yeah, that's a good one. Yep.
There's a lot of movies after that are very quotable. Which, if I feel like those kind of push this one down the list. You know what I mean? Just because the others were just crossed over even more. Because I think that Stripes was a pretty decent hit in its day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, isn't it a tough thing when you're so successful and renowned that some of your movies just get pushed under the, below the fold?
Yep.
What a tragedy.
All right.
We are now into the top 5 proper, and we're both going to lead off with a movie that was both, great for our childhood and also scarring. The Fox and the Hound is at number 5 for both of us. Because 80s trauma, that's just the way it is. Like,
I mean, wouldn't you say though, credit to Disney, because it wasn't a movie that necessarily, I mean, it had a happy ending, but it was a melancholy happy ending. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Like it wasn't a pure everything is sewn up in a neat, like a nice neat bow sort of thing. It was there. This was one that had to, like, I was doing a little bit of a, just for my memory, a summary on ChatGPT of the movie and trying to remind myself, like not what it was about, but just some of the details around it. And it, it made the comment, and I remember this because I remember as a kid feeling like weird about the movie afterwards. Like it was, because as a kid, like, I don't think you process it the way that adults do. Like,
no,
this one spoke to adults in the sense that it had the truth of, look, there's going to be deep friendships you have in your life, and there is going to come a point where you just go your own ways, and there's no animus, there's no anything about it. It's just you have a love and respect for each other, but it's just, and I've lived that. There are people I still wish I was closer with and had kept in touch with, but I just life happens, and it's not out of any sense of purpose or conscious effort, but it's but that to me is the beauty of the movie. Like now as an adult looking back, it's a movie that does capture kind of a beautiful but also kind of sad part of life, which is you develop these amazing friendships, and then sometimes there is stuff that comes between you and the person, or sometimes it's just life happens, but there is that separation that happens. And like recently in Stranger Things, I mean, without giving away the farm too much, but at the end, 4 of the characters who are kind of the older ones of the group are all on a rooftop, and they're all talking about, making plans for like every couple months or every year, we're going to get back together and we're going to do, all 4 of them have gone, kind of in different directions, and they came back, for the graduation of the younger ones. And they're on this rooftop and they're making these plans about, like once a month we'll get together and do stuff. And everyone's just kind of, I mean, in general, I think all the actors were crying because this was like the end of the series and they knew it, but there was just this like sadness because, and I went back and read a few articles that did a review on it. And I mean, it's one of those cases of, they all knew that wasn't going to happen. You know what I mean? Like you can have the best intentions of wanting to stay in touch, but being apart, at some point life just takes over, and you start to form a different group of friends, and you start to have a different social life, and another phase, another chapter, another phase of life begins for you. And I love it when art captures those moments in life in that way. And this movie, ironically, captures it, because it is this great story about 2 very different creatures who are normally, one is hunting the other, and yet they get together completely oblivious of their, their status in this world, and they're just buddies, and they're just enjoying life and, living their best life as youngins. And then, they get older, and now the world they were kind of ignoring and not really paying attention to. Now their place in the world starts to invade, and they have to deal with it. And it plays out in a very, very interesting way. And so, so this one has always stuck with me because it was probably the first, kid movie I went to see where there was just a deeper meaning to it. And I kind of knew it as a kid, but I didn't really know it,
Yeah. Well, and you could even take it further. And I haven't done nearly the research you have, sir. So again, kudos to you. But there's even a larger metaphor that you can take. You could look at this in terms of racism. Like, kids will just play with kids.
Yeah.
Yep. Until they're told by somebody differently that, oh no, you shouldn't be playing with them because they're blah blah blah. You shouldn't, it's like those and the fact that it's animals is even more so, because it is amazing to me watching animals interact with children, because animals have a sense of, and I've watched this even with my wife over the last couple of days where she wasn't feeling good. Our cat Happy is like right with her, has not left her side over the last like 48 hours because he knows that mom isn't feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
And he is kind of like not been that close to her because, when we got Marco, now they're buddies and they're often running together, but he's been like inseparable with her.
Mm-hmm.
And even watching, like when we had Kaylin, we had a big old goofy boxer named Oscar. And it was a little bit of a concern because he was like 65 pounds and this little baby, but he never any danger of him harming her. If anything, the danger was like that she was going to try and grab his ear off because he would just lay there. And this sense that animals have of like, oh, I need to watch myself. And so the fact that they're animals, it's even more innocent because they just like, oh, okay, I need to be nice to this little creature because I'm bigger. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there is that beauty in it. But I do remember, like, as a kid watching this and there being a little bit of scarring to it. Yeah. Like I was like, oh, I want them to still be friends. Like, how come they can't be? And, yeah, there's a whole lot in there. And still haven't quite got over it, to be honest with you. Between this and the never ending story, like and the horse in the swamp, this is why I'm in therapy,
Yeah.
Stuff
well,
like
and I watched the kind of the end of the movie to remind myself how that played out, because I remember very your memory is interesting, like you remember things, but sometimes it's not like super sharp. And watching it back again, there's of course there's a misunderstanding that leads to is it Copper who's the dog or Fox?
Yes.
Okay, Copper.
No, the Fox is Todd, because
Fox is Todd. So Copper the dog, so he and his owner find Todd, who I think went over a waterfall or something, and so he's all beat up from whatever they were doing. He can't go anywhere, and the owner, his owner, is like furious with the fox because I think the misunderstanding is he thinks the fox caused one of their dogs to get hurt or killed or something like that.
Yeah, Chief, the older dog.
Was he killed or was he just hurt? I forget.
I believe he was hurt.
Okay. Yeah. And I thought so there comes a point where the owner aims his rifle at Todd because he's got him dead to rights basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Copper stands in front of him, and I thought for some reason he like expressed like kind of bared his teeth or just kind of gave him a very clear message like you shall not do this.
Mm-hmm.
But when I watched it, he just stands in front of him and he just gives the owner just this look like we're not doing this, like I am not getting out of the way. And the owner just kind of softens, and then they kind of walk off, and he just kind of lets it go. And so it was kind of interesting. I say this because it wasn't the fact that the dog was violent about him not doing it. It was the fact that, the way they play it up, it's all in the eyes, it's all in the look that Copper's giving his owner. And that kind of softens his owner for some reason. Like there's something about, that connection between the human and the pet, and, just knowing when, like just knowing your pet to the point of saying, okay, I need to let this go or something like that. And that was it. And so I just, when I watched it, I just thought that was interesting. Like it had it was very different than the way the way I thought I remembered it, which was, I thought it was a bit more of a reactive thing, where this was just more of, he's just putting his body in front of this animal to say, you're not doing it, or you're taking me down. And then the way the two of them at the end just kind of look at each other and just give each other this sort of grin, and that was it. And I think the way it ends, they do kind of keep an eye on each other from afar, but it's not, but they just know that their worlds can't really stay together anymore. And to your point, that has, great application in the real world overall, and different areas and ways, as you mentioned, like with racism. So.
And oddly enough, that is how we're planning to end this podcast with episode 300. We're just going to give each other a glance, and that'll be it. Who are we kidding? We don't know what to do with our spare time after that.
No, 300. We're just going to sit here and.
Yeah. Instead of the end of Good Will Hunting, I gotta go see about a girl. It's like I gotta go see about a bottle.
Gotta go see about a bottle.
Kid took my line. Top cast in this, man. I mean, Mickey Rooney, Kurt Russell, Pearl Bailey, Jack Albertson. He of Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and also the Poseidon Adventure. We got Sandy Duncan. Who's Jeanette Nolan? Sounds vaguely familiar. I don't know why. What is she known for? The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
The Widow Tweed.
The Rescuers. Oh, okay. Yeah, apparently I don't know her that well. But, I mean, a pretty heady cast here of like...
Corey Feldman.
What?
Corey Feldman was the voice of Young Copper.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Jeez.
I did not know this.
Me neither. But yeah, it's wait a minute, who's Paul Winchell? Why does he looks familiar? What was he in? Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Oh, the Aristocrats. The Aristocats. There we go. Tie into Seamus O'Malley. But yeah, no. Number 5 for trauma and childhood.
Yes.
So how about we do your number 4, and then we'll do my number 4, which is also your number 3. We'll kind of try and piggyback some of these.
Yes, sir. So my top 5, I have watched all of these movies, so I can speak to them to some degree. But this was I don't know why. There was one. Like, I remember in my house, we always went through these phases, especially, once we had a VCR of, my sisters were younger than me. And so sometimes they would, be watching their favorite movies on constant rotation or whatever. Yeah. And somehow we got to a point of The Great Muppet Caper being one of those movies that was just on. And like most of the time their movies annoyed the hell out of me. This one I actually dug. Like, the music was good. It was a good story. The Fabulous Baseball Diamond, which I thought was hysterical. You got Kermit the Frog, Gonzo, Fozzie. They're all like these reporters traveling to cover the the unveiling of the Fabulous Baseball Diamond. You have Miss Piggy, of course, constantly in her constant journey for Kermit's affections. And it's just and the cast of similar to the Muppet movie. The stars that show up in this are just, again, a who's who. You have, Charles Grodin, who plays, Nikki Holiday. And he, in a lot of ways, he's kind of like, I'm trying to think, who was the actor who played, so there was a Muppet movie that was done recently. God, what the hell?
It was just the Muppets. And it was, wasn't he the guy from How I Met Your Mother?
Yes, but there was a guy who played. It was called The Muppets. Yeah, Muppet movie with Jason Segel.
Yeah,
Chris Cooper, who was playing Tex Richmond in that, and like he does the thing where he's like maniacal laugh. But like Charles Grodin, he played that villain character with the right amount of cheese and over the topness that made it feel completely appropriate for the Muppet universe. You know what I mean?
Charles Grodin doesn't get enough credit because he could play stuff absolutely straight.
Yes.
Like him in Midnight Run, one of my favorite performances of anyone kind of in that almost that straight man role in a movie. Like he just kind of plays it so even the whole way through, but he can also go over the top.
Yeah.
And that's.
Diane Rigg, who played Lady Holiday. Later, she played a major character in Game of Thrones.
And wasn't she also in The Avengers?
I think she was.
Like the old school Brit one. She was on Her Majesty's Secret Service as well, Bond girl. Yep, The Avengers. Yep, and she's in Last Night in Soho as well, back in 2021.
She played Olenna Tyrell in Game of Thrones, who was a vindictive lady. Good role for her. John Cleese was in it. Let me see. Who else?
Jack Warden.
Yep. Jack Warden.
Now, wait a minute. Wasn't he, if I'm remembering right, wasn't he also in The Replacements?
He
Or am I thinking of someone else?
might have been, yes.
No, I think I'm thinking of someone else because I don't see him.
I'm trying to see if there's anyone else I'm missing here.
No, that's someone else.
I thought there was a few more big names here. I'm a little disappointed by this.
I'm not
list.
nearly as familiar with this Muppet movie, as I am kind of with the original Muppet movie, and then
Peter Falk,
the Muppets Christmas Carol. Oh, Peter Falk. Oh, of course.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Gosh.
I'm trying to see who else. Yeah, because I remember there were like all these like famous people like cameos that happened.
Yeah. Well, and that's going to come up in a couple of other movies on our top 5.
Carol Spinney as Oscar the Grouch.
Thing, like back in the day, like they would just have these movies where tons of people would just show up.
You get the Fast and Furious going on out your window there or something?
Yeah, it's the way it works around here, man. It's either that or I'm going to be sweating bullets. So you're going to hear a car every so often.
I hears you.
Do you?
I do, but yes, this was a just a fun flick, and let me see. Let's go a little bit deeper with the description. Kermit the Frog, Fozzie, and Fozzie Bear are newspaper reporters sent to London to interview Lady Holiday, a wealthy fashion designer whose priceless diamond necklace was stolen. Kermit meets and falls in love with her secretary, Miss Piggy. The jewel thieves strike again, and this time frame Miss Piggy. It's up to Kermit and the Muppets to bring the real culprits to justice. So yeah, this is a funny one. The music is great in it, and it is it's just a hoot all around. So I had to put this as my number 4.
Mm-hmm.
A worthy sequel. In a lot of ways, I feel like the Muppet trilogy kind of played out similar in a similar way to Star Wars. I felt like The Great Muppet Caper was a really strong kind of follow up to the Muppet movie, and then Muppets Take Manhattan was kind of a meh. A little bit. Now, not that Return of the Jedi was bad, but
I don't think anybody has ever compared the Muppet movies to Star Wars. Good
That's
on
why
you,
I'm here,
sir.
baby. That's why I'm here, breaking ground and busting through walls. Ba-bam.
Oh my goodness.
What is your number 4, sir? Now that I've completely blown my cred by comparing the Muppets to Star Wars, but yes,
not at all. You're breaking new frontiers. My number 4 is also your number 3. History of the World, Part 1.
It's good to be the king.
Oh my gosh. Mel Brooks, just a man of such talent and humor. And what a cast on this one. I mean, we've got, of course, Mel Brooks in like every role. Gregory Hines, Dom DeLuise, Madeline Kahn, Harvey Korman, Cloris Leachman. Who else we got in here?
Sid Caesar.
Oh my gosh. Orson Welles is the narrator. And that's not even like getting into some of the cameos that we get into, because I remember we have B. Arthur was in this. I love that part where it's the unemployment office, and it's like, I'm a stand-up philosopher.
Did you say Dom DeLuise?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
sorry,
a bullshit artist. Did you bullshit last week? Yes. Did you try and bullshit this week? Yes. Just so great.
I love the names: Dom DeLuise, Emperor Nero; Madeline Kahn, Empress Nympho.
Yes. Then we've got Henny Youngman as chemist, the Roman Empire.
Oh gosh.
Hugh Hefner is an entrepreneur.
Oh god.
Barry Levinson. Who else we got here? Milt Friedman.
Gregory Hines.
Yes. John Hurt is in this as Jesus.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, Jackie Mason, of course. Who else we got? Phil Leeds.
I'm looking. I'm not.
Why is apparently? B. Arthur. You have to go to the alphabet to find her.
Yes.
But no, I mean, this is just funny, and the fact that like you basically have a movie where you're basically History of the World Part 1.
Call Reiner.
Of course,
as the voice of God speaking to Moses.
That works.
That tracks.
Moses, hear me. I can hear you. I can hear you. A dead man could hear you. What? Nothing.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh my gosh. It's friggin' fantastic. It really is. Piss boy.
Oh, jeez.
So wrong. Wait for the shake.
Oh boy.
So wrong. And yet hilarious. Yeah, and Gregory Hines is fantastic in this. Like, why do you love this movie? I've been jabbering.
No, I just think, like it is a classic Mel Brooks movie. It is a movie where it just jumps around to these different points in time, and in a lot of ways it's, in some ways it's kind of like, if I'm not mistaken, right, it's kind of like Heavy Metal, where it's like it's really about like a bunch of short stories across history, whereas Heavy Metal is just a bunch of random stories, right?
There's a bit of a thread. God, it's been ages since I've seen Heavy Metal, but I thought I remember there being some type of a thread that connects them all, but it's a very thin thread.
Yeah.
This
one is just, marching through time and just them reenacting different events and putting their own, goofy spin on it. And just it's Mel Brooks's humor. And he just does just some amazing, funny stuff that you watch it and you can't help but laugh. It's really, really well done. Makes fun of, the times, the topics, the just all care, like there really is no rules. There's no limits on what he goes after, and so it's
inspired lunacy is how I would put
it. It is, and just with some classic lines. Of course, the one I uttered is probably one of the more famous ones. But
yes,
although I'm trying to see on IMDb if they have a few other. Let's see quotes. The Lord Jehovah has given you unto you these 15, 10 commandments for all to obey.
And his delivery, these 15, 10. So great.
I love it. Give to Oedipus. Hey, Josephus. And Josephus is like, hey, mother effer. Oh, my gosh. And then let's see, Empress Nympho, Bob, yes, Your Highness, Empress Nympho. Oh, Bob, do I have any openings that this man might fit? Oh, good Lord.
Madeline Kahn.
Oh, she was great. Oh my gosh. God. You know what she was really good in? Did you ever see her in Clue?
Yes.
She was an absolute riot in that movie.
Kidding?
Oh my gosh.
That's required viewing. Like,
that is required. Maybe we should do an episode just on that movie.
Oh, either that or Blazing Saddles. Her in Blazing Saddles is, because the other thing is, like, she's a legitimately gorgeous woman, but funny. Like, the comedic timing is like surgical.
So the very first time I watched the movie Clue, I was over a friend's house for a sleepover. I think it was like a birthday sleepover thing. So it was like 4 of us, and we're watching the movie. And there comes that one part where someone opens the door and there's this gal on the step and she's like, I am your singing telegram. Bam! And someone shoot. And I mean, I don't know what it was, but myself and the other kids that I was with, we were, I mean, seriously, like 10 minutes of just dying laughing and rewinding that part and watching it again and dying laughing.
Yep.
That movie is just, oh my God, it is so good. It's like Stripes. It's kind of like there, and people are aware of it, but it doesn't get the respect it's due. Yep. But it is a hidden gem, Clue. So
oh my gosh, the fact that like at the time, like now, and you see it on, of course now everyone would watch it streaming, but back in the day, like DVD or even VHS, and you would have all the endings.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, like there were different endings sent to different theaters. So depending on what theater you went to, like you saw an ending and you thought that was the ending of the movie.
Right.
That is insanity. I'm like, who came up with that? Oh my gosh. And who else is in that? Of course, Tim Curry. Tim.
Can I read another back and forth from this one?
Let's talk about the history of the world, not the
Don't you know your right flank from your left flank? I'm sorry, sir. I flunked flank. You flunk flank? Get the flunk out of here. That is just good, solid comedy right there, folks. It is said that the people are revolting. You said it. They stink on ice. Oh, my gosh. And then when they're doing Roman times, oh, you are nuts. NVTS, nuts.
I just want to know, like, because, like, I get it. Like, Mel Brooks wrote and he's directing it, so he can give himself all the best lines. But how do you manage to direct something like this and still have like 75% of the best lines?
Yes. Yeah,
you know, and you're this much in the movie, like that is it's a whole other level of genius, you know.
So good, so
Oh
good.
my gosh.
So, well, I think we've beaten that one into the ground. History
Yes.
of the World Part 1, my number 3, your number 4. Sir, your number 3, I got to be honest, as a kid, and again, I say this as a kid, so do not give me a bunch of crap, because as an adult, I know I separate them, but I honestly got Smokey and the Bandit and Cannonball Run kind of confused because well, I mean, one, Burt Reynolds is in both of them, but
And
I
directed
got
by
like
Hal Needham. So I mean, it's the same.
Right.
It's kind of the same vibe, yeah.
Well,
There's
and
lots of cars.
it's kind of a car based movie, and then honest to God, I confused Jackie Gleason with Dom DeLuise at times because they both were, they were big
No,
guys.
see, that one is just wrong, because
Well,
there should never be any confusion between Jackie Gleason, and Dom DeLuise. Dom, I can barely make it through a take. DeLuise,
yeah.
But oh my gosh, Cannonball Run is, again, it's one of these flicks that I really don't feel like I mean, maybe they do. I think there's been a few, but it just feels like it used to be way more prevalent, where there was just a premise, and it was almost a premise just to get a bunch of people together and do one of these all-star sort of flicks,
Mm-hmm.
and the premise is wafer thin, but it's good for like getting everybody into the flick,
Yeah.
So let's go with this one. Let's see here. A wide variety of eccentric competitors participate in a wild and illegal cross-country road race. However, the eccentric entrants will do anything to win the road race, including low-down, dirty tricks. This is actually based off of a real road race that took place, and I think it might still take place. I think it was like the Gumball Classic Cannonball Run Coast to Coast or whatever. And during COVID, someone actually set a hang on a second. Let me find this. Cannonball Run record. So this is fracking ridiculous. The overall cross-country Cannonball Run record is 25 hours and 39 minutes. The 2,816-mile route spans from the Red Ball Garage in Manhattan, New York, to the Portofino Hotel in Redondo Beach, California. These people averaged 110 miles per hour over the course. Now, the important thing here is the date of the run, May 2020.
Oh, okay. So no one's on the roads.
Yeah. So this was a 2016 Audi S6 disguised as a Ford Taurus police interceptor. So apparently, if I remember right, and I don't have time to look this up because I just don't want to, Hal Needham actually had looked into entering this race. I think they did enter the race, and it was the legit ambulance, I think, that they use in the movie that they were going to use, or they did use, and it did break down or whatever. But Hal Needham, of course, is Burt Reynolds' buddy, and he was the stunt coordinator on some of his movies, and then ended up basically moving in with Burt after he got a divorce, and then for a few months, and ended up living there for like a decade. Granted, Burt Reynolds probably had a house big enough that he barely even ran into him. He might not have even known he was still in the house at that point. But he was the kind of the mastermind behind Smokey and the Bandit, and Smokey and the Bandit 2, and then also Cannonball Run. So it's kind of a good way to jumpstart your career if you have Burt Reynolds in your back pocket in the late 70s, early 80s. Like you're gonna get greenlit just on the fact of like, oh, I've got a script. Oh, and Burt Reynolds is interested. Oh wow. So how should I fill in this blank check that you've just given me? Yeah. So this movie is great. It revolves around, these folks trying to get across country in the race, and the cast. We have Burt Reynolds, we have Roger Moore, Farrah Fawcett, Dom DeLuise, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Jack Elam as Dr. Nicholas Von Helsing, Adrienne Barbeau, who we've mentioned here before, Terry Bradshaw.
She's in everything.
Jackie Chan, Burt Convey. We've got Jamie Farr from MASH, Peter Fonda, George Firth. Who else we got here? Bianca Jagger. Let's see here. Jimmy the Greek Snyder back in the day before he managed to get himself canceled from everything. Who else is in this? I thought there was some other folks, but maybe that's about it. Oh, Joe Klecko, father of what was the guy's Klecko? He played for the Pats during their Super Bowl run. I can't remember his. It might have been Joe. He might have been a junior or something.
Don't remember.
Anyways, let's see here. Johnny Yoon, Lewis Hamilton. Okay, that might be it in terms of names that we would recognize. But just another. Oh no, there was another dude in here. I can't.
Did you say Farrah Fawcett?
Mel Tillis. Yes, I did. Rick Avils.
Jimmy the Greek.
Yes. So I mean, just another movie that had a bunch of folks in it and is just wacky. And the fact that you've got Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. as a pair of as you have Dean Martin as like the aging race driver, and Jimmy the Greek's like, oh, he was quite a thing back when high button shoes were in fashion. And you have Sammy Davis Jr. saying, "God is our co-pilot," as he's like shaking his Star of David on the chain. And Jimmy the Greek walks off, and Dean Martin's like, "Hey, God's our co-pilot. Where's he gonna sit? Huh? There's 2 seats. Where's he gonna sit?" It's just such a Dean Martin sort of like Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr. interaction. And
was Dean slurring when he said that, or was he?
Was
okay.
He was.
Poor Dean.
Oh my gosh, such a great flick. Such a great flick. Just weird and crazy. And of course, Dom DeLuise is Burt Reynolds' loyal sidekick, and transforms into Captain Chaos at moments, and just nothing makes sense, and yet it all makes perfect sense. And I just love this movie because it's just one of those things. It's a fun watch. Like don't think. It's not even don't think too hard. Just don't think. Just watch the flick and enjoy it for what it is. Especially the fact that you have Roger Moore, who is playing a guy who thinks he's Roger Moore and James Bond, which I'm thinking is the only way they get away with the fact that he's essentially playing James Bond the whole movie.
Yeah.
Is the fact that they wrote it as, oh no, he's actually this other guy he's a bit crazy and he thinks he's James Bond. And I'm like, that is so many layers of Looney Tunes. I love it. Absolutely love it. And Jamie Farr is like the Sheik who's terrifying his bodyguards, and all of it is great. All of it is great.
Good stuff.
I need to dig out my DVD of this and watch it again. Making this list, I was like, oh, damn it. And it's not. I don't think it's streaming anywhere on the services that I have. So I have to dig through my DVD pile and find it. But yes, Cannonball Run is my number 3 flick of 1981, which probably says a lot about me. What is your number 2 flick from 1981, sir?
It is the special effects marvel known as Clash of the Titans. Perseus must battle Medusa and the Kraken to save the Princess Andromeda. This one is known for the stop animation of Medusa.
Yes,
which was freaky as a kid to watch. I gotta be honest. I mean, I was kind of like
there's a lot of like stop animation in this. Like that was kind of how they got away with everything.
If I'm not mistaken, and I don't mean to focus on this, I do seem to recall as a kid in the beginning of the movie, though, wasn't there a little bit of nudie going on with the mom or something like that? I thought like when they showed Perseus as a kid, like she was kind of like breastfeeding him, and it's like you got to see like the whole mama shalama. But
might have been, yeah.
I just again didn't watch it as 5-year-old. This was like a little bit further along, but I was kind of like, whoa, what is that? But nonetheless, this cast is something else. Laurence Olivier is Zeus. I think that's right on the money.
Yeah,
Harry
start.
Hamlin is Perseus.
It's a name right there.
It is a name. Dame Maggie Smith is in this one.
Professor McGonagall, which, what's really funny? If you go to her IMDb page, Harry Potter's not even in the top 4 of what she's known for. I'm like,
yep.
You've had a good career if you're that well known in those movies, and that doesn't even register. Like, good on you.
Pat Roach as Hephaestus. Now, Pat Roach is the man who... What?
Hephaestus.
Hephaestus, fine, whatever. He was the man who played
Not whatever. Kaylin would be pissed right now if I didn't get you to pronounce that right.
That's fine, but Pat Roach is going to play a major role in our number one movie because he was the Hulk of a Russian, I think, or Russian or German.
No,
Sorry, German.
Yeah.
Who Indy had to survive to continue on in his journey to find the lost Ark of the Covenant.
I forgot this guy was in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Steal your thunder.
But here's the one that really gets me. You're going to eat thunder and crap lightning, kid.
Burgess Meredith, man. He's the Penguin. He's Mickey, and he's Ammon in this. I mean, come on now. Or Ammon, I don't know, whatever. But don't forget, we got Ursula Andress. We've got, Bond girl in this. Damn.
We do. We also have, I don't know if you're aware of this gentleman, Tim Pigott-Smith, who plays Thallo. He later played the one of the key antagonists in the movie V for Vendetta.
Oh yeah, now I was just looking at the little thumbnail.
You remember? I don't remember the character.
Yeah.
Oh, he played Creedy.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
All you got is your knives. Blah 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 blah. And then he got his ass kicked.
Yes. And deservedly so.
But this movie was, this was big for its time. I joke about the special effects, but they were for the time, very beyond what had been done before. And, and even though they haven't aged well in terms of you watch it now and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe how bad this was. This is what they had, this is what they did. And so,
this is Ray Harryhausen, who's like kind of the OG of making chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Yep. So the Medusa scene, they have Pegasus, the Pegasus horse. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but there were other areas as well, but it was just a well done movie. I think it was pretty well received at the time. As I remember, I think this was one of the big ones from 1981, and if you've never seen it, I would recommend check it out. A little bit more of the storyline. Perseus is the favored son of the god Zeus, but he is unwillingly ticked off the sea goddess Thetis, who is Dame Maggie Smith. Just to make things worse, Perseus falls in love with the lovely Princess Andromeda, played by Judy Bowker, who used to be engaged to Thetis' son Calibos. Soon Perseus is off on one quest after another, with Zeus helping, Thetis hindering, and lots of innocent bystanders getting stabbed, drowned, and squished. So apparently that must have been written by a viewer of some kind. But yes, that is a pretty good, description of what the movie is about. It is a journey for love.
Oh, okay. Well, isn't that nice?
All right, sir. What is your number two? Now that we move on from the stone, the stone vision of the stone cold Medusa, we move on to your number two, which we kind of have already talked about.
Yes, my number two is Stripes, because this is one of those flicks that I kind of go back to and just remember fondly for, because I think I went back and saw this way after I'd seen Ghostbusters, probably even like after I saw Groundhog Day. Like this might have been a college flick for me. And I'm pretty sure I saw it on cable at that point. But yeah, I just remember all those training scenes and all of that, and the fact that this entire thing revolves around a top secret military vehicle that's basically an RV. And like, this is insanity. And yet it works. And yet again follows this weird pattern in all of Bill Murray's movies, where he looks like Bill Murray, and yet all the hot women want him. And I'm like, I do not understand this. Like, I know sense of humor goes a long way. It's the only reason
it made me believe that I had a shot one day.
I know. That was my hope.
That was Bill Murray's gift to all of us. It was like, my God, if he can land a leading lady, so can I.
If Sigourney Weaver finds him attractive, then maybe I have.
I think we both made out pretty well ourselves.
Well, yes, but it's not because we are Brad Pitt. We are much more on the Bill Murray spectrum.
I quote this often. I say, quite honestly, it's a miracle I'm married.
Truth for both of us. So I won't belabor that one anymore. But let's get right to our number one flick. No secret. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh my gosh. And this one is great right from the beginning. Like
Mm-hmm.
the entire beginning sequence just sets up the character of Indy so well.
He's freaking backstab betrayed in the first 10 minutes of the movie, for crying out loud. Good Lord.
And handles it like a boss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then the whole scene where he's, the swapping the bag over and everything, thinks he gets away with it, and then you have to run from the friggin', all of it just sets it up so well that it's like you get it, like everything that happens, something else is going to happen to this guy. Like this is just a person who, just when you think he's safe, something else is a coming, and it's such like you, and
he's literally a punching bag most of this movie.
Yes, and the great thing is, like, they had the very tall task of making you forget that he's Han Solo. Because Empire was 83.
Yeah. No, Empire was 80.
Okay,
Star Wars was 77, Empire was 80, and Return of the Jedi was 83.
So now you got two movies with him as Han Solo, and now you got to make people think of him as this. But they do it in that first opening sequence where you're like, okay, this is a very different character. Even though Han has some of those moments where he's like, hey, not my fault. Indy's way beyond that, where he's just like, he's so cool and stuff, but yet it's like you say, he's just getting his ass kicked like most of the movie.
Yeah. And he's playing from behind. What makes this movie endearing, and I think it's also what makes The Last Crusade endearing, is it's Indy, through his own devices, his own connections, his own will, to compete with a much more well-funded and well-resourced group to achieve a particular goal. And what I think is great about, and I think this is true with both Last Crusade and this movie, is it's not as simple as claiming the prize, because the prize has a consequence associated with it. And those who are ambitious don't, like in these movies, those with ambition choose not to recognize the consequence and respect the power that they are now kind of taking on.
Yeah.
And Indy, on the other hand, is of a mind, has that respect for the history to know that we don't just show up and just like flip the top off this thing, or we don't just show up and take the cup and take a drink, because we got to think about what the heck we're doing here.
Yes.
And I think that's what's kind of interesting, is it plays into, kind of that I don't know if you call it a theme or just a pattern, like in Star Wars, with what George Lucas was trying to tell, is he always was trying to give, the good guy, like the good guys were always under-resourced and underpowered, undermanned, underarmed.
Oh yeah.
And yet they would somehow find a way, because they possessed either the humility or the wisdom or the empathy to understand what they were dealing with and to navigate around it. And this is where Indy was, to your point, where it helped him get out of the shadow of Han Solo and become this other character who had his own characteristics. And again, it's Harrison Ford, and I would not in any way, shape, or form say he was playing Han Solo in this, but there are elements of his character, like you can see how he plays that rogue sort of character in this movie.
Yeah.
But in a very different way,
Well, yeah, because for all of the fisticuffs, all of the action, all of his, being the brave hero, it's ultimately his intellect. It's Indy thinking, is what saves him over and over and over again. Like, Indy is a smart dude, and unabashedly so. And
very pragmatic, as evidenced by the scene where he's standing there after dealing with the giant we just talked about. He took care of him, and he turns around. There's a sword wielding guy who's doing the whole, and all of a sudden he's like, pulls a gun out, bang, and I've had it with you for the day. Leave me alone.
Which comes out of a real life scenario where Harrison Ford had been like deathly ill for days, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to do this fight scene. He's like, couldn't I just shoot him? And Spielberg was like, sure,
why not?
Again, and that's the other thing, is the fact that, good God, we have this movie that is directed by Steven Spielberg. It's written by Lawrence Kasdan, George Lucas, and Philip Kaufman. I don't know. I don't really know a lot about Philip Kaufman, but I do know quite a bit about George Lucas and Larry Kasdan. I mean,
I have no idea why this film did well. No idea.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those deals where it's like, and of course, it also comes out of the fact that Lucas had his ups and downs with 20th Century Fox, so he takes this to another studio, and basically hands it to Spielberg.
Yep.
Almost as an FU.
Yeah.
That's okay. Oh my gosh. And of course Karen Allen is wonderful in this.
Yep.
Another and again, like the way that they introduce these characters, like the introduction of Marion is perfect.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I mean, you're like, okay, I know who this is.
And she's great. She is such a, for this period, is such a strong female character as compared to what female characters typically are in these movies. She's phenomenal in it. So.
And it's almost like you take Princess Leia and then dial the volume up.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy because, I mean, Princess Leia was not the damsel in distress.
Yep.
And Marion is certainly not exactly a damsel in distress, even though she does get captured. But it's like she holds her own with Indy. And of course, we have, Ronald Lacey as Tot. Or Tote.
He's so good as that bad guy you just want to freaking punch out.
Well, when he shows up in the tent,
hey, Mr. Jones,
and he takes out the thing, and it's like, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a torture device, and it's a coat hanger.
Yeah,
like because at that point you're like, oh my gosh, he's gonna like fillet her alive. And
I just love how he ends up with the Joe Pesci hand.
Yep.
And then it's like
a great thing because the whole thing comes about because Indy like gets the red hot poker away from him.
Yeah.
But like in saving Marion, he then like launches that thing into like a pile of hay or something and then sets the entire bar on fire. It's like even when Indy's doing the right thing, he's somehow also screwing up.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Which ends up being part of the charm and comedy of these movies is him trying to get out of these jams and then inadvertently making the jams worse while he's trying to get out of them.
Always. And of course, Denham Elliott as Brody.
Oh, Brody is great.
Such a great character. But of course, the cake gets taken by John Rhys Davies, Sala, who is, for my money, is one of the greatest sidekicks in cinematic history.
Yep.
He's just so great, and especially in this one where Marion gives him a little kiss on the cheek, and he walks off, and he's like, "Oh, he's like singing his lung." It's like I want to go drinking with Sala. Like I might not live through the night, but damn it, I want to spend time with this character. Like he seems like an absolute blast.
I forget if it's Denholm Elliott or if it's John Rhys Davies, but I just remember at the end of Last Crusade when they ride off on the horses.
No, that's Brody.
Is it Brody? Okay, yeah. Brody's practically falling off the horse, and they have to like steady him up.
Well, no, because he's like, "Follow me," and he rides off, and then Indy turns to him. He's like, "Lost in his own museum, huh?"
Yeah, right.
Like basically telling his dad, like, "You better go save his ass. He's gonna be in the middle of the desert before we know it."
Oh, such a good movie.
Yeah,
such a good movie. Oh.
I mean, this whole flick, like again, and the effects that they did at the end, are for 1981 again. Amazing.
Yeah.
This whole thing. And then, go ahead. Sorry.
No, and I was going to say like it's so, the way they use the Nazis as, the villains here and what they're trying to accomplish. Like it's funny. It's very much like in the vein of a Bond film, right? I mean, you've got the antagonist who is trying to, basically adopt some power that allows them to rule the world. And it's tapping into, some, some religious themes as well. And it's just, they do such a nice job with it. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a very, it's a story that has some supernatural tendencies to it. Like, I've usually made some fun of like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull because it's got that whole like alien tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it, it's not that far off when you think about what Raiders of the Lost Ark is about. I mean, it's literally like one country or ideology trying to take another religion's artifact to exact world dominating power. And in the process, they don't even understand what they unleash. and they unleash something because they all get wiped out from it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so it's not, like as much as people want to make fun of, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull because of the alien crap or whatever, it's like, yeah, but think about how we started, folks. I mean, basically spirits flying out of the Ark of the Covenant and wiping out the Nazis, it happened. So
And then
we were okay with it then,
Yeah. And then we've got the chalice,
Yep. I mean, Last Crusade was a little less of that because it was more about, like to me, that story was more about ambition over humility,
it was, but it still has a very supernatural element to it.
Yes, it does. Like if you choose poorly, you suffer basically kind of a spiritual demise and a physical one, right?
Yeah.
But it feels like it's more concentrated on the person and less about something else kind of floating around, and
Well, but this was also focused on the person because you have what's his face? What's the character's name? Paul Freeman's Belloc. It's hubris. He believes that because, well, I've studied this and I know how to do it and I can control it.
Yep.
And Indiana's like, you guys are absolutely friggin' crazy. You think you can control this? Like, you have no idea what you're dealing with because he has a healthy respect.
Yes.
For these things, and again, like I think his Last Crusade, it's like this belongs in a museum, like all of that. Like he's very much in that line,
which
of like respect these things.
Is one of the great last scenes of a movie.
Oh,
where it pulls back from the crate that it's being held in, and you realize it's in this massive warehouse that is part of, I don't know, the United States, cache of hidden gems, I guess.
Well, and then the scene before that, we have top men working on it. Who? Top men.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut to the, to the warehouse, and you're like, oh my gosh, like what is being socked away?
Yeah.
Like it's the scene that launched a million conspiracy theories.
Oh,
thanks, Steven.
Oh, you didn't know?
Jeez.
Your ass better call somebody.
Which then gets revisited years later in what is it, Dial of Destiny, I think is when it which I still haven't worked all the way through. I started it and I did not. This is one of those deals, it's almost like Toy Story. Like I've heard a lot of people saying now, like, or even Quentin Tarantino has said like he never saw Toy Story 4 because he's like, the first three are perfect. Like why would I want to continue that? Like it had the perfect ending. That's where it should end. And I kind of feel that way because we were driving past the drive-in here in Maine, and they're advertising Toy Story 5. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot they're doing a Toy Story 5. And this represents the last of the petty cash.
Indeed it does. Indeed it does.
But yeah, such a great flick. And again, another one that had, such great quotes like, you're not the man I knew 10 years ago. It's not the years, honey. It's the mileage.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
And meet me at Omar's. Be ready for me. I'm going after that truck. How? I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Yes.
And then Sala, asps, very dangerous. You go first.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, so good, so good.
Excellent.
Yeah. Anyways, we
can
see
if there's another quote here that we should. Let's see. I don't know if there's any other good quotes here. Let's see.
I'm sure there is.
I can only say I'm sorry so many times. Marion says, "We'll say it again anyway." Sorry. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I think we are united in our number one. So, as we are ought to do, you'd think we'd be done with our top 10 / top 5 with.
No, we've got another 2 hours to go on this episode.
Oh, sweet Lord. Good God, help me. We have our Free Range Idiocy Awards for the movies of 1981. Sir, you want to kick us off on this one?
My first award is Achievement in Johnny Paychecking goes to Take This Job and Shove It.
I don't want to work here no more.
No, I don't. And actually, I'm going to throw this one out because this. Actually, no. Here, I'm gonna go with one more and then let you grab one here. Movie I probably should have seen as a sci-fi geek, but never have. Scanners.
That was a movie when I worked at Welby Superdrug when they did videos. I know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you didn't know?
It's like a tear in reality just opened and I was thrust back into the 80s.
Damn, that cover was like freaky. You know,
Yes.
I just remember when I was like putting videos away, like Scanners was just like staring me in the face. I'm like, I don't need to see that. Good Lord.
But you always turn that box around.
Yes.
All right. Give me one of yours.
My award is for the movie that sounds like it's the special at Snitchel Plots, which it actually is, by the way, because they do have a beer boot, basically, that you can order. Das Boot is the name of the movie. And this was, now, I say it that way, but this was a movie about, during World War II, a German U-boat crew embarks on a perilous Atlantic patrol, confronting enemy attacks, isolation, and the crushing strain of life underwater. So this was a more serious movie, but... in one of my my former employers, we did a company party there at the Schnitzelplatz here in the suburbs, and someone did order the beer boot that came out. So we were all sitting there just like, holy crap! They actually have a boot full of beer.
Oh yeah!
And so we dubbed it Das Boot for that. My next award is movie whose name represents 9/10 of the law, but is probably in line for a Skinamax special. Possession.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to circle back to one of yours. Movie I probably should have seen as a history and World War II history geek, but never have. Das Boot. This one, I believe, is fairly famous in terms of like war movies, World War II movies, submarine movies. I think there's like a special cut of this that runs like 4 hours or something like that.
Jeez.
And I've just never seen it. And I keep meaning to, and I don't know why I have not. Maybe one day I will. We will see. Next up, a movie I probably should have seen as a wrestling geek, but never have. All the Marbles.
Oh.
Which I'm wondering if you've ever heard of this one.
I have not. What is this? I'm pulling it up here. Interesting.
Yeah.
Small-time female wrestling team, the California Dolls, and their manager must face the hardships of their sport.
Peter Falk.
Interesting.
And Burt Young.
Was this like one of these like 1980s like, sexy movies or something? Or?
I am not sure.
Hey, John Hancock is in it. Him of the Magnum PI, I believe. Or no, was he in Magnum PI?
I don't know.
He looks familiar. What the heck was he in?
Oh, wow. She was in Running Scared. Anyways, but yeah. It's a flick about wrestling, and I have not seen it. Give me another couple of yours.
Sorry, I'm looking up John Hancock right now.
Okay, well, you do that. There's so many jokes I'm going to make there, but I'm trying to keep this somewhat family.
Dude, Paulie's in this one.
That's why I said Burt Young.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. I was too busy looking up.
To me at all?
No, I don't. Not really.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'm kind of used to that. Nah.
Yeah.
I've had so many different like drummers tell me like I really don't listen to the lyrics of the song. I just or even guitar players like, oh, there's I don't listen to the lyrics. I just wait for your mouth to start moving and then I start soloing. I'm like,
there you go.
Well, points for honesty, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So my next one is a movie starring John Travolta without a baby, yet with a title that would fit if one was in the movie. Blowout.
Oh God. There's nightmare fuel. I remember those days.
This one I actually remember seeing a commercial for. Do you remember? I don't know if it's still called this, but I think was it WSBK? It was the Boston Channel 3 or something like that.
Oh,
they used to play the Stooges marathon, and they used to do like they would replay a lot of like old movies. And this was I remember seeing a commercial for this movie because John Travolta's like a sound engineer, and he's like recording for a movie. And he actually like records an accident happening, and he has like all the proof that someone like killed someone or something like that. So
it is WSBK TV 38. That was where they had the movie loft.
Never doubt me. Never doubt me.
Independent television station in Boston, Massachusetts. Yes, sir.
Yeah. When did that die?
1990. Good question. Let me just double check.
95.
Let's see. First air date was October 12th, 1964.
Yes.
looks like I think it might still be going.
Oh, okay. All right.
Of course, it's like, it's not even close to what it used to be.
Oh, yeah.
It's been owned by CBS.
Yeah. The movie Loft was great because I remember that was kind of like, that was before there was before TMC, the movie channel, like where they would have someone kind of like intro the movie and then do like a commentary on it at the end or something like that. I remember the movie Loft was kind of like that. There was, I forget who the host was, but he would always like introduce, he was kind of like the main announcer for that station when I was a kid. I remember like any like commercial about the programming I felt was always this guy's voice, and then he hosted the movie Loft. And
yeah, I'm trying to like,
that was actually where I first saw the Muppet movie was through the movie Loft. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
The movie Loft host was Dana Hersey.
Yes. Yep. I'll have to see if there's any clips of that on like YouTube or something.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
All right. My next award, most cocaine-inspired movie of the year. I gave that to Heavy Metal because when I read the description of that and saw all the folks who were in it and the craziness and the wackiness, I'm like, man, there were some serious drugs being done to put that one together.
The funny thing is, there probably wasn't. It's one of those. It's probably one of those deals like with Frank Zappa. Like you listen to Frank Zappa's music and you kind of see him, and then you're like, oh, that dude's on a lot of drugs. Nope, no drugs, didn't drink, no nothing. Just like to smoke a lot of cigarettes. Just was naturally weird down to his bones. And it's like, that's even somehow more frightening. Yay.
You want me to keep going because I have a longer list than yours. So
yeah, do two more.
Movie that could qualify for the Wanda the Wicked Warden Award, but has a much darker turn. Miss 45. Should I read the description?
Oh, sure. Let's hear that one.
It's a little disturbing. If my internet would work and load the page, what the hell?
Gotta love the tech guy.
Sorry, I'm clicking on the link and it's not loading, so I'm kind of. Okay, we're just going to have to move on because I can't seem to load the page. So.
Hang on a second. Let me see if I can get it. This might be the page itself because I'm having a similar problem.
Okay.
It is not redirecting.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, well, never mind.
Actually,
nice
none of my links are loading right now.
Maybe IMDb is...
I think IMDb is...
catching a fit.
Screwed up at the moment.
Yeah, it is. Oh, well.
Well, I guess we're just going to have to run with our original content. Here we go.
Boy.
Woo! Strangest film involving David Bowie. Yes, you'll have to take my word for it because right now we can't access the pages. Christine F. is the name of the movie. Christine F.
That's interesting.
I would love to tell you what it's about. I can see the picture to the page, but IMDb is having an outage right now, apparently, and I can't get into it. So let me see if I can... Actually, one moment. Let me try something else here.
Christine F. film. 1981 West German biographical drama filmed by Uli Edel. Okay. It depicts the descent of Christian Felischera, whatever, a bored and depressed 13-year-old coming of age in the 1970s. Okay, this just seems fracking creepy.
I simply put it in there because... Oh, okay, here we go. Now I got something loaded here. So let's see if I can get to... my my links here.
Based on Zoo Station, the story of Christiane F. I wonder if that's where U2 got their album title. She's a huge fan of David Bowie, so that is the link there. Okay.
The description on at least the top... Okay, here we go. The top 10 pages or the top 50 pages. Yeah, teen girl in 70s Berlin becomes addicted to heroin. Everything in her life slowly begins to distort and disappear. She befriends a small crew of junkies and falls in love with a drug-abusing male prostitute. There you go. Dark, baby. Okay, Miss 45. I apologize for this. I'm really not trying to make light of this, but here we go. After being attacked and raped twice in one day, a timid mute seamstress goes insane, takes to the streets of New York City after dark, and randomly shoots men with a .45 caliber pistol.
All right.
So,
yeah.
moving right along. What do we got?
So my next award is the award for definitely going to be boobs and a butcher knife, Student Bodies, which is a 1981 American parody slasher comedy film written and directed by Mickey Rose. The poster
Student Body.
It says, at last, the world's first comedy horror movie, 13 and a half murders plus 1,023 laughs.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
alrighty then.
Who's in this? Nobody that we really know. But yeah. Oh, while babysitting on Jamie Lee Curtis's birthday. Okay. All right. Stalked by a voyeuristic serial killer known as the Breather. Oh my gosh. This just sounds insane.
You know, if there's ever a way to make Darth Vader sound even worse than, he already is, just call him the Breather.
Oh, yeah. There is a character called Nurse Crud.
Oh my God. The writing on this is just lazy.
Well, no, it's a parody. So I mean, they're trying to make this like dopey. So I kind of give them some credit for that one. All right, give me another few of yours.
All right, the Bond film that sounds like a Wanda the Wicked Warden Award film, For Your Eyes Only. Dun dun dun.
Now this one wasn't this some. This has got to be a Roger Moore, right?
This is a Roger Moore ditty here. Sorry, I was waiting for the page to load, but apparently IMDb is living back in the 1990s with their internet. So, yeah, Roger Moore, Carol Bouquet as Melina. Let's see, Lynn Holly Johnson as BB. Yeah, she doesn't sound like, oh my goodness, the ladies in this one. Good Lord. Desmond Llewellyn as Q. Don't know if there's really anyone else of note. Oh, Charles Dance as Klaus. Charles Dance was of Game of Thrones. He played a major character in Game of Thrones.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Cassandra Harris as Leslie. All right.
Oh, I remember. So, it's bad. I'm looking at the cover for this, the poster, and I'm like, oh, I remember this one.
Do you or do you not?
No, because it literally, I remember seeing this on like a VHS box back in the day.
Oh.
Because as a kid, you're going through and you see like, I mean,
ladies'
it's literally
buns?
the buns and the legs, and Roger Moore is, framed in between them.
Yes.
In the famous James Bond gun pose. And it's like, I just remember seeing that. And it's like, oh, you're not supposed to see this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Sheena Easton performed the title song.
Oh, there you go. There you go. A movie that sounds like a competitor of the Wet Bandits, the Time Bandits. Sorry. It's the best I could come up with for that one. It was like a top 10 movie of the year. So I'm like, okay, we got to call this out for some. I never seen it. Apparently it must have been good.
Well, let's see here. Let's because since IMDb is failing us here. Time Bandits. Let's see.
Oh, Sean Connery is in this as King Agamemnon.
Jeez. Oh, Terry Gilliam, of course.
Shelley Duvall, John Cleese, Michael Palin.
Yep.
Holy crap.
How have we not seen this? Kenny Baker.
David Warner.
R2-D2 is in this one.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Terry Gilliam.
Don't you feel bad that you haven't seen this?
Holy moly. I got to watch this. This is a good
budgeted at $5 million, made 42.4.
Dude, Katherine Hellman, wasn't she in Webster? No, wait a minute. She's in Who's the Boss?
I applaud you for even knowing that.
She's in Who's the Boss, and she was in Soap back in the day.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard that one in a while.
Which Mark Hamill was a part of.
All right. Gilliam has referred to Time Bandits as the first in his trilogy of imagination, followed by Brazil and ending with The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
Interesting. Actually, you would know the actress Katherine Hellman because she was in. Hold on, wait for it. Gotta find it.
How long do I have to wait for it?
You're gonna have to wait for it for a little bit because I got Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, baby.
Oh, okay.
She was in that. She was the desk clerk at the Mint Hotel.
Okay. No, that actually does vaguely seem, because then I think she turns into a lizard.
She what?
She turns into a lizard. There's a lot of
Okay.
drugs in that movie.
Oh.
In case you're wondering.
Yeah, I kind of knew that from the title.
Let's
right.
get two more for you.
Two more for me. Okay, movie that sounds like it's about the giant, but is not. My Dinner with Andre.
I have heard so much about this movie and yet have never seen it. Isn't this Wallace Shawn and somebody else?
This is. So ironically, the tie-in to Andre the Giant is Wallace Shawn. He was one of the writers and one of the actors. And the description of this is: two old friends meet for dinner, and as one tells anecdotes detailing his experiences, the other notices their differing world views. So kind of a movie about two people just having dinner together. And honestly, the cast list is quite short because it is really just Andre Gregory and Wallace Shawn.
Yeah.
There's a waiter, a bartender, and a patron. So,
I mean, you saved a bundle on cast.
Indeed.
All right.
So anyway, so I just thought that was kind of funny because Andre the Giant was in Princess Bride with Wallace Shawn, who played Vizzini. So.
It would be great if somehow Andre had been just in the background, and
that would be great if they were just sitting there talking, and all of a sudden, I love more wine.
and not even that, like you don't even hear him; he's just in the background, completely out of focus, and you're like, "Is that? No,
hey, aren't you?
Hey, boss."
My next one is most boring title, Arthur.
I was never a fan of this. Like I remember this was kind of a big movie, and then it was big enough that Dudley Moore got Arthur too. I just never got the thing with Dudley Moore. Like I never really dug any of his movies. You know, the beloved rich drunk. Just I was like, meh. Yeah. Like this movie never did anything for me. You know, so
wasn't it? What was her name? Liza Minnelli. That's right. Yeah.
And who was wait a minute, who was his butler?
Let's see. I don't know if he was the butler, but he looked
good.
John Gielgud. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and there was some names in it, you know, but it's like
Barney Martin, who played Jerry Seinfeld's father in the show Seinfeld, is in this. That's great. And then there's this one guy, Ted Ross, who I know I've seen him in other shows. What the heck has he been in? Let's see. Well, Arthur 2 on the Rocks, and The Wiz. So I think that's about it.
Oh, he's in Bingo Long and the Traveling All-Stars. Oh, wait, Police Academy. Who is he in Police Academy?
Captain Reed.
Okay, no, that isn't someone I would know. I thought he was one of the recruits.
Interesting.
Oh, well.
All right, and then my other award is boring title, but an all-star cast, Taps.
I want to say that I saw this.
I have not.
It's a military school kids.
But can I read through this cast? Because this is insane.
Yes, please.
George C. Scott, Timothy Hutton, Ronnie Cox, Sean Penn, Tom Cruise, Evan Handler, who some may not know him, but he's one of those guys who's been kind of like a secondary character in a few popular shows. Let's see, Giancarlo Esposito.
Really?
Yeah. And I think that's pretty much it from what I can tell. But I mean, that's a pretty potent lineup. I mean, frickin' Sean Penn and Tom Cruise in the same damn movie.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I thought Kiefer Sutherland was in this, but no.
Billy Van Zandt. I mean, I see Van Zandt and my ears perk up, but I don't know if it's who I think it is. So I don't know.
No, I don't think it is.
But anyways.
All right, cool.
I'm scrolling through here to see if there's anyone else of note to call out. Not really.
I'll throw in one of my awards here.
Please.
Pretty sure B.B. King never wrote that song, Puberty Blues.
Indeed.
Yeah. No, I don't. Not that he was averse to the subject matter. I just don't think he ever got around to it.
No.
Actually, that would have been more of oh my gosh, what's his name? Damn it. Hang on a second. I gotta find this guy because you would appreciate this. Chick Willis, who was a blues singer, but he was like the naughty blues singer, and he had a his claim to fame was he did one song called "Big Fat Woman."
Okay.
Then I think he did another song about how he loved bald-headed women. But he did his biggest kind of naughty song was "Stoop Down Baby," and that was called "Stoop Down Baby and Let Your Daddy See." And it became like it almost became like each verse was like a game of the dozens. Like, you know, two old maids were lying in the bed, and you know, just one of those things. And it's just one of those naughty sort of songs. And I'm like, I remember someone introduced me to that song when I was working at a place eons ago in Portsmouth, and I'm like, oh my gosh. He's like, yeah, it's pretty dumb, but it's also pretty great.
Yeah.
Like, all right, maybe Chick Willis would have written Puberty Blues. BB King probably not. Chick Willis definitely.
Yeah.
Give me a couple more of yours, sir.
Let's see. Okay, so I put this as the Ick Award. Do you want me to read the description of this one?
I'm scared, but yeah, go ahead.
After her mother dies, 14-year-old Marion falls in love.
No. Let's just move on.
The Stepfather. I'm just going to leave it right there.
As soon as you gave me the age, we're done. We are
most predictable sequel. Most predictable sequel, Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Halloween 2. Sounds like liquor and is about anything but Southern comfort.
All right, what's this one about? You got to hit me with this.
So 14-year... Never mind. I'm just kidding. During a routine exercise...
I'm the one with the reputation on this show.
During a routine exercise, a team of National Guardsmen are threatened by angry and violent locals. So, yeah. Not. Let's see. Who's in this one? Keith Carradine, Powers Booth.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Anyone else of note here?
Powers Booth, Gone fame.
Fred Ward.
Robin is in this?
Who? What?
Fred Ward, wasn't that guy who played Robin?
Are
we talking about Remo Williams?
Yeah, Remo Williams.
Okay.
Yeah,
because there was a Fred Ward who played Robin, but I don't think it was the same Fred Ward.
Okay. I think that's it for big names on that one. And then the Wilford Brimley Honorary Award goes to Absence of Malice, which stars Paul Newman, Sally Field, and then Wilford Brimley himself is in this movie.
All right.
Somewhere down the casting chain here.
Way down the food chain.
Yeah, pretty much. Bob Balaban, who he is one of those guys that you've probably seen in several movies. Let me see who else. Yeah, Luther Adler, Barry Primus, Melinda Dillon, Joseph Sommer. But yeah, Wilford Brimley's in this one. So, and it is written by Sidney Pollack, directed by Sidney Pollack. So,
okay.
So yeah.
All right, let me do two, and then I'll
Please.
hand this back over to you.
Please.
Possible all-time leader for Skinamax late night plays, Lady Chatterley's Lover. I mean, if it is not the all-time leader, it's got to be up there.
Oh yeah.
And then the follow-up and the second to that one, what happens after watching Lady Chatterley's Lover too many times? The burning.
Ah, yes, indeed. The loins, they do burn.
Yeah, you got to make sure you moisturize, ladies and gentlemen.
So I got to tell a story, and I assume,
I'm kind of afraid of what this story is going to be.
I assume this person does not listen to the show, but there was a classmate of mine that I used to work at the Welby Superdrug, and let me just say that there was a shift that I worked where my friend came in and dropped off some videos that had been rented, and one of them was this one. So I just want to say, okay, I understand, I respect game, and I will leave it at that. So,
wow, who knew that Welby's Superdrug in Dover, New Hampshire was like the cantina in Mos Eisley, like this den of skin.
If you listen very closely, you'll hear. It later became Rite Aid.
Wait a minute,
which
so
I think is no longer a thing. I think that company has since dissolved. So.
Yeah, but where was that though? Was that That wasn't the traffic circle. That was
no. So Welby Superdrug was the bridge downtown as you're going downtown over the tracks.
Yep.
There was a Chestnut Street Bridge you would go over.
Yep.
And just before that bridge was a plaza, and it had a Welby Superdrug, and there was one other. I thought there was one other store as well, and then that Welby Superdrug became Rite Aid. I was there when it became Rite Aid, so that was during my high school years.
Right on.
So
okay.
So yeah.
Good to know.
I remember I had to. I at one point, believe it or not, dressed up as Barney the Purple Dinosaur for a event we had.
Wow,
I did.
You got to make an IMDb page just for that.
I probably should.
You should actually. You should have a Wikipedia page for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, your multi-time fantasy football champion at one point humbled himself to the point of becoming Barney the Dinosaur.
You just ruined it.
For
usual,
the people.
We were going along so well, and you just had to take a giant shit on it. Thank you.
Do I need to grab one of the belts to once again establish my bona fides?
Your next award, so we can actually finish this sometime before 1 a.m.
All right, I do need to read this one because I thought you'd get a kick out of this. So, religious movie of the year for 1981, The Final Conflict.
Okay.
And the description reads thusly: the now adult Antichrist plots to eliminate his future divine opponent with a cabal of monks. While a cabal of monks plot to stop him. Here's the cast list.
Okay.
Sam Neill. How is this guy always playing some sort of devil character?
And is he ageless? Like, when was he playing this? When he was 12?
I don't know. But he was.
Because, I mean, he wasn't that old in Jurassic Park. Was he?
All I got to say is in the cast list, there was a man by the name of Richard Oldfield, and his profile picture is one of the rebel pilots from Empire Strikes Back. So respect to him. I'm just saying.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Interesting.
But really, no one else of note here, that at least for me. There's someone named Mason Adams. He sounds important. I don't know if he is. Don Gordon, Lisa Harrow, Barnaby Holm. I don't know. But The Final Conflict.
Barnaby Holm sounds like he was definitely in an adult movie at some point.
Probably.
I mean, he wasn't in a starring role. He was like, cab driver number 2 sort of thing.
Oh, apparently this movie is billed as the last chapter in the Omen trilogy. So apparently it's tied to the Omen movies from
alrighty
what I can only imagine are the 70s. So the Antichrist is all grown up, and now he's going to take out his competition, apparently. So nothing like seeing the Antichrist and the monks go toe-to-toe. You know what I mean?
That's a thrill a minute right there.
My next... Oh, do you want me to go, or do you want to go?
I'll tell you what. Let me do one, and then we'll kind of. I think we're almost going to even up here.
Yep.
I know almost nothing about this movie, but you won't find any wire coat hangers in my house. Mommy Dearest.
No argument from me.
I've only seen chunks of this movie, and it was like, okay, that's enough. That's enough. Okay, Mom, you're okay. You get a really good Mother's Day present.
How is professional wrestling not caught on to the coat hanger gimmick? You know what I mean? Bring in a coat hanger, gouge a person's eye out with it. You know what I mean? Or pistol whip him on the back. You know?
I was going to say, because I don't think there's any way that you could do that in a work way where it isn't going to hurt like hell.
I know.
Like, there is just no way you can do that.
Oh, you could, put your hand over the actual end of it and be like, ah, you know what I mean? Like, you could do that. You could gimmick it.
Someone with it, I don't think you can gimmick it. I think that's just that's just
well,
going to
it's not like hitting someone with a folding chair is going to be soft. I mean, come on.
True. Fine. Go ahead.
I think a coat hanger would be less hurtful than a folding chair would be.
You know what? We'll test that the next time I'm out there. You can take both of those and let me know.
You know what? We'll film it. I will allow myself, much like I took a rock bottom, I will allow myself to take some bumps from Uncle Todd with a coat hanger to see what's worse, the folding chair or the coat hanger. We'll see.
This is going to be as sad as Mick Foley's first match in AEW. It's just going to be like, oh, dear God. He's crippling a senior citizen. All right, what do you got?
Movie that sounds like the show, but is the furthest thing from it. Ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you Night Riders. It is not It's not that, ladies and gentlemen. It's, people on horses pretending to be medieval folk. So,
well, and the funny part is we talked about the Road Warrior earlier, and in Mad Max, that was the titular villain, wasn't it? I'm the Knight Rider.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
See, it all ties right together.
Interesting, though, is the lead in this one is Ed Harris. Yes, he plays one of the main characters.
Was he like 15?
I don't know. Other than that, I don't see anyone of note here.
All right. Interesting.
Let's see. Cynthia Adler as Rocky. Tom Savini, who I thought did some of the Night of the Living Dead movies, I believe.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Or maybe he was in I thought he was in movies.
I don't know. We really got to move this along, sir. We've dragged this one out a long ass time.
Okay. My last one before we get to the always anticipated Wanda the Wicked Warden Awards. My last one here is the Free Range Idiocy Real and Jabroni Award goes to the movie. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there was a movie in 1981 that predated Uncle Todd and I called Mephisto.
Yes.
The one character who eluded us in our Real and Jabroni.
Until he didn't. And showed up in the most disappointing of ways. Yeah. Ugh.
The description reads thusly: in early 1930s Germany, a passionate stage actor faces a dilemma: renounce his apolitical stance and comply with the Reich's doctrine, or face oblivion. But Faustian bargains never end well. What is the price of success? So I don't think there's anyone of note here that we would know. I think these are a lot of German actors. So anyways, that's where we are.
All right, my last two, and then I'll give you the last word on this one. My award we got Sylvester Stallone, Rutger Hauer, and Billy D. Williams. How the hell have I not watched this one? I blame the man they call Tim. Nighthawks.
I might have to pull a belt out just to torture you with it. So.
Go right ahead. You do every week anyways. And then my final award, Burt Reynolds got range, Sharky's Machine. So we have Cannonball Run, and then we have him in a movie that is this going to pull up? It does. Tom Sharkey is demoted to Vice after a bust goes terribly wrong. He and his team stumble across a mob murder tied to prostitution and government. So we've got kind of a dramatic turn here, as opposed to goofy, jokey, we're racing across the country sort of thing. So yeah, Burt got him some range.
Rachel Ward, Brian Keith is in this. Brian Keith of he's been in some stuff. The Parent Trap.
I love him. He's been in some stuff. A couple tiny little commercials, like frack.
He's been in some things. Charles Durning, he's a that's guy who's been in a few movies. Let's see. Hey, he was Doc Hopper in the Muppet movie. There's the tie-in. There's the tie-in.
He's been in a couple movies. We're talking about movies right now that he was in. No shit, he's been in a couple movies. Like, thank you, Captain Obvious. The hell is going on here?
I don't know. Oh, good stuff.
Let's get on to your final award here.
All right, and the last award, ladies and gentlemen, I have consistently, ladies and gentlemen, carried this award forward since the inception of the Year in Movies episode, and I could not disappoint my fan base by not announcing our 1981 winners.
Freaking fan base, my goodness. Are you going to be able to get out of your basement with your head swelling up this big? You got to sleep down there until the swelling goes down. Sorry, dear, can't make it upstairs to bed. I am too full of myself.
All right, here we go.
Don't you know how brilliant Hello?
Hello?
Oh,
now, do I need to read the description for all of these or just the title?
You can just do the title. Pretty please.
You sure you don't want the description? Because some of these are good.
Whatever you... Oh, my gosh.
Wanda the Wicked Warden Award. Here we go. The first one.
Do you at least want to explain what this is?
Well, I'd like to think people know. So back when we started this whole Year in Movies, shtick, we started with, I believe, 1977, because that is the year of Star Wars. And Uncle Todd, unbeknownst to him and in pure innocent ignorance, decided to pick a movie called Wanda the Wicked Warden, which ended up being some sort of X-rated dominatrix movie.
I
Apparently,
don't believe it was X-rated, but it's like whatever is just below X-rated.
I mean, literally showing the amount of research that went into this selection. This was also the same episode where he picked a movie that ended up being about a threesome sort of situation. I'm just like, what sort of, deranged person are you to pick these? No, I'm kidding. No
This is what
judgment
happens
here.
when you don't do research, ladies and
But
gentlemen.
thusly, from that experience, from the laughs, from the comedy and revelry of that moment, we have now the Wanda the Wicked Warden Award,
Yes.
which we award to those films from the year that bring out the nasty. You know what I mean?
I feel like I need a shower just after you saying that.
Probably.
And a penicillin shot.
All right. So the first movie is Body Heat, which actually stars, I believe, William Hurt and Kathleen Turner. Yeah, William Hurt and Kathleen Turner. Richard Crenna is in this one. Ted Danson. Mickey Rourke is in this movie, sir. So quite a lineup here. But the description is thusly: during an extreme heat wave, a beautiful Florida woman and a seedy lawyer engage in an affair while plotting the murder of her rich husband.
Damn.
So,
also a James Brown album.
I just love how weather is like mentioned in the description. It's not like it's just her having an affair with the lawyer to plot against her husband. It's during an extreme heat wave, as if something the vapors came over her and now she went down this road.
It's not so much the heat, it's the humidity.
Well, it could be.
It just overcomes everybody and just kicks everything into an uproar. It just sparks their loins, puts them in an uproar.
The next one is The Postman Always Rings Twice. The description of this one: the sensuous wife of a roadside diner proprietor and a rootless drifter begin a sordid, steamy affair and conspire to murder her Greek husband.
Well, yeah.
Well, in this one, we have Jack Nicholson, Jessica Lange, Michael Lerner, Angelica Houston. Who else? Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
That's about it. Next one is Endless Love. This is a parental disapproval of a passionate romance between teenagers Jade Butterfield and David Axelrod. I love how we have to mention the names here. Like, why couldn't you just say two teenagers? Leads to arguments, circumstance, insanity, and tragedy.
Okay.
So, starring Brooke Shields. Let's see who else. Don Murray. Oh, James Spader is in this one. Ian Ziering is in this one. What the heck? From 90210? Are you kidding me? Tom Cruise is in this one. Holy crap! Where did he come in? Oh my goodness, folks!
I'm assuming through the door.
This one is a sleeper for Mr. Cruise. Endless Love. All right, our next one is The French Lieutenant's Woman.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. Oui, oui. Anna and Mike portray two characters in a in a film set in 19.
You caught yourself, did you?
I blame you.
You done got.
I done got by little Jimmy. All right. Anna and Mike portray two characters in a film set in 19th century England who fall in love despite the fact that Mike's character is engaged. Mike's character? What are we talking about? The actor and actress here? What are we doing here?
I don't know.
Meryl Streep, Jeremy Irons. Who else is in this? Peter Vaughn, who is in Game of Thrones.
It all comes back to Game of Thrones with you.
Dude, I'm just saying. There were bigger things beyond this.
Okay.
All right. After The French Lieutenant's Woman, we get to Fruits of Passion.
Like raspberries. And
a girl loves an older man. He demands that she goes in a brothel as evidence that she loves him.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. She does what?
Apparently, she goes into a brothel to prove that she loves him.
How does that? Never mind.
I'm not even going to go through the actors and actresses because I don't think we know any of them. So, all right, next one: Private Lessons.
Ooh.
An immigrant housemaid seduces a 15-year-old boy and later fakes her own death as part of his chauffeur's blackmail plot. Troubles arise when the two start to fall in love.
All righty.
So we have Howard Hessman in this one.
Johnny
Sylvia
Fever?
That's right, Johnny Fever. Sylvia Crystal, Ed Begley Jr. Good Lord. That's about it. Yeah.
It's a blockbuster when you got Howard Hessman and Ed Begley Jr. My goodness, the power duo who had anchored so many major motion picture blockbusters.
And our last one, ladies and gentlemen, 2 queens and 1 consort.
Well,
At the deathbed of his used-to-be militant mother, an older man looks back at his teenage years when he was in love with his sensual Aunt Coletta. I'm looking at this cast list. I don't think we know any of these people. So
thank goodness. Can't look
all
in the
right,
eye
that ends
after
the
that.
Wanda the Wicked Warden Award for 1981. Sir, bring us home.
What have you got for I'm scared to ask what your recommendation for our listeners and viewers are for another thing. What do you got?
Never mind. Mine, another thing is simply what we've already talked about, The Great Muppet Caper. I think this is a fun flick to go check out. And, if you want to get a little slice of the early 80s culture and vibe, I think this, captures part of that. And especially the Muppets, who, were a phenomenon back in that time. And it was a time when people really enjoyed, that kind of mix of the real live action with those characters. And so do check it out. It is a funny movie. It's a bit over the top, but it is fun. It is a good family movie, and you will not be disappointed. The Great Muppet Caper.
All right.
What say you, sir?
As for me, I kind of caught this one. I'm forgetting now exactly when I was watching this. I think I started watching this on when I was taking a lunch break. And this just popped up on my recommendations on Netflix. It's Untold UK. So there's the Untold series on Netflix, but this is Untold UK. Vinnie Jones. Vinnie Jones, who I know much more as an actor, especially with Guy Ritchie movies. But he was known as an on-pitch enforcer, off-pitch headliner, football hardman. Vinnie Jones tells his story of fame, fallout, and a fresh start in this unfiltered documentary, especially because I can see where the character of Roy Kent got some of its flavor from Ted Lasso, definitely from Vinnie Jones. There's some elements of that there. Of course, I think there's a few other characters that they kind of grabbed and melded together for that. But Vinnie Jones, kind of an interesting cat, and especially the way that the characters he played in specifically Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch were just so memorable and such great parts of those movies, and just so effortlessly yes, okay, that's a guy you don't want to F with. I forget in Lock, Stock he plays Big Chris, and then with his son Little Chris, and then in Snatch he plays Bullet Tooth Tony, which is a great again. So basically, he has his 2 front teeth shot out, and then when he has the bullets removed, he has them melted down and made into teeth to replace the teeth that were shot out. So nice. That's why he's called Bullet Tooth Tony. Just kind of a very interesting, story of his football career, and just him kind of telling you what that was like. And I just never knew that much about him. So if you happen to be of an American persuasion who is uneducated about the beautiful game, I would recommend it. It's entertaining, and it's also kind of an insight into also just how soccer. I keep saying soccer, football in the Premier League specifically has kind of grown, because back in the day, you look at when he's playing, there's it's small potatoes, kind of thing. And then this grows into becoming this humongous business and moneymaker. So that's also kind of a bit of an interesting story as well. But anyways, check out Untold UK, Vinnie Jones.
Can I throw one thing in about Vinnie Jones?
Sure.
He has a WWF entanglement.
He does? How so?
He made an unscripted guest appearance at the World Wrestling Federation Capital Carnage pay-per-view on December 6, 1998 in London, England.
Okay.
Jones did not wrestle a match, but he served as an enforcer and special VIP guest for the main event. During the match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Big Boss Man, Jones caught Boss Man off guard at ringside, taking him out with a physical exchange. The special guest referee issued Jones a literal red card and ejected him from ringside. Jones returned later to help Austin overcome his opponents and celebrated in the ring by drinking beers.
Nice. That sounds very much in character.
So, just thought I would bring... I know we were trying to keep this non-wrestling, but had to pull that thread.
I'm all in favor of that. I'm all in favor of that.
Very
all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. We do so appreciate you tuning in and listening and or watching. Go to freerangeedc.com for all of our audio episodes. Find them one at a time or download them through the Podbean app. You can also find us on fine podcast purveyors everywhere like Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, Amazon, many others. We're also on the social medias. That is the Facebook, the Instagram, and the YouTubes. All those are at Free Range Idiocy. Our full video episodes are available on our YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe there. If you have any questions, thoughts, or concerns, you can send them to this jabroni here who's hoisting out his fake belt that he bought. He has not yet defended. He will not defend. He will not put it on the line because he's a paper champion on the order of Roman Reigns. Ladies and gentlemen, send any suggestions or thoughts to Tim at freerangeedc.com. And that's pretty much it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to turn it over to the man who is the least idiotic member of this show, although he keeps flashing that belt. He might lose that distinction. But not before I ask the second most important question in all of human history. The first being, what is hip? The second being, what in the high holy hell did we learn this episode, sir?
We have learned that regardless of what the man they call Tim comes up with, Uncle Todd will always be the more, profane of the two of us. So. I'm kidding. Oh, come on. I'm kidding. Ah, gosh. Look what I had to do. All right. Well, we have learned the following. Even though we talked about movies from 45 years ago, yes, ladies and gentlemen, 45. Long time ago.
Yeah.
These movies are definitely classics, and if you have not seen them, do check them out because they are, either funny, action-oriented, or
some are classics. Some are ones that the man they call Tim has not even seen.
That is fair. I have not seen some. My top 5, I saw all of them. Anything else, fair game. But yes, and definitely we are unified and aligned on the Raiders of the Lost Ark being the movie of 1981. Do check that out if you have not already seen it. And as far as our surprises and our special mentions, if you've not seen some of these movies, these are definitely, if you have a rainy day, if you're locked in for some reason, do check them out. They're quality flicks to check out. What's that look for?
If you're in solitary confinement, be sure to check out,
No, I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying if it was a rainy day and you're indoors, why not watch it? You know what I mean? Like you're locked in, right? You're not going to go outside in the rain. What are you, fool?
What, do you lock the doors when it's raining out? Are you scared the raindrops are going to come in? Like, you're not locked in. You can go out.
No.
There are umbrellas. There are raincoats. There are boots. Are you afraid you're going to melt, sir?
I am.
What kind of sounds like?
We've also learned that the Free Range Idiocy Awards, definitely have called out some movies to potentially check out, and in some cases, got out of order because they are weird as hell. So. And as always, Man They Call Tim comes loaded with the Wand of the Wicked Warden Awards, and so once again, Uncle Todd establishing the pattern that Man They Call Tim has continued to carry forward. So we thank him for that. And finally, even though he's not introduced as such, the multi-time champion with the belt over his shoulder is once again here to represent. And so we thank you once again for your listenership and ask once again, do listen in, do check us out. We have, where are we at? Like near 300? What are we, 298 you said?
I believe this will be 299, and then our Week and Geek Wednesday will be our 300th episode extravaganza.
So we will be sure to come bared with some...
Bared?
I don't know.
Doing the next show naked?
No, I'm not. Where are you getting that from? For crying out loud.
That's what...
I meant like, arm. Maybe
loaded
beard's
for
not
bear?
the word. I
Loaded
meant
for bear? Is that what you mean?
Loaded for bear, yes.
Okay, because bear means that you'd be showing up naked.
Will you stop?
You better go tanning.
Yeah, well, yeah, fair enough. Oh, good Lord. With all that being said, let's wrap this thing up. We thank you for the listenership. Be safe, be healthy, be kind, be good to one another. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. The range is closed for now. See ya!
I like a Mussolini!
It's like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking.
I beg your pardon, what did you say?
Damn!
You're such a disappointing pair. I prayed so hard for you. Get out. And don't come back until you've redeemed yourselves.
So say we all.
Oh, my God.
You're friggin'...
Never a dull moment with the...
Well, hey, this guy was in some flicks. No kidding.
Well, I don't know what to say. I don't know who he is.
Thunk it. What a thunk it. The guy was in some movies.
Well, I don't know.
Now get the hell out of here!